हेलो हेलो अरे क्या ये अलिकेस हेलो 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 जेड व्हाट इज अप कैसन भाई रुक जाओ अभी बराबर है हाँ अभी बराबर है भाई क्या सीन भाई क्या सीन आ जाओ भाई देखते हैं क्या सीन है बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट डे इन द हिस्ट्री ऑफ वैलोरेंट ऑफ द एशिया आज अपने को बूम से जीतना है बूम बूम देना है और मेरे फेलो फ्रेंड्स बूम को सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं इंडो वाले या यप वह बूम होगा आज भाई प्रॉब्लम पता है क्या है प्रॉब्लम पता है क्या है चैट
counter your opponents.
No game
That's
sound.
not
Sorry,
doing
sorry,
what this
sorry.
Velocity team do, where it's we want to just do it the same
Problem-
way every time, play to our strengths. Boom are taking
Problem
the
पता है
fight to
क्या है
them and go,
chat?
no, we don't think you can play this. We're gonna pick it easy."
SLT
Yeah, and they have to do that with full confidence that like we're 100% sure you will be uncomfortable on this map.
Wow
Now, it's up to
Army
Velocity
assemble.
to
Wow
actually
Army
prove to them
अभी
that
नहीं भाई
actually no, we have
तभी
something
ठीक था
prepared.
अभी थोड़ा
As was seen in the first
important
series,
games
of
है
course, some of these teams have something entirely different. A
शाबाश
new face
गेमिंग
to show
वाइटी
in
थैंक यू
playoffs.
फॉर
I
द
hope we get to see that
$10
in
यार
Velocity, because
बाहर
what
का
they've been
वाइटी
showing in the
चैनल है
group
बाहर
stages
का
has
लव
been
यू
so encouraging. It would be a shame actually if that tapers off right now.
Yeah,
भाई क्या
I mean, they
गर्मी
have
भाई गर्मी
so
तुम
much
लोग को गर्मी
momentum.
फील हो रहा है क्या
This is the
आजकल
furthest a South Asian tournament, a South Asian
भाई
team
क्या हो रहा है
has
भाई
gone
दिवाली
in
में
an
बारिश हो रही है
international tournament
गर्मी
in
हो रही है क्या
years,
सीन
and
है
so there's a lot of pride, there's a lot of support behind this roster, but that's not enough for this squad. They know that deep down in themselves. They
इसको
know
स्ट्रीमर
that they
किसने
have the
बनाया
skill to
तुमने
take this all the way with good performances. So if they fall apart here, it's going to be heartbreak. It's going to be
SLT
absolutely
दर्द है ब्रो
crushing for the
SLT
whole
दर्द
region.
है
Despite the success, flying high isn't high enough for this team. They want to grab that spot.
Yeah,
SLT दर्द है
especially
भाई
since you have players, of course, like SK Rossi, like Russ and Lightning Fast. I feel like that fan base, that region was waiting for
Yeah.
these players to actually come together and at the right time.
Yep.
And it feels like that time is now for Velocity. But of course, for Boom Esports, they feel like this is already ours. We're just confirming it. We just need to get it back at this point. We're gonna take
Boom भी
Nongshim
अच्छा
with
है
us, and it's gonna be back to normal. But of course, you have all of these other 4 teams that are saying, no, that's
भाई
not the
अगर हम
case.
लोग ने
We are
बूम को
just as
हरा दिया ना
deserving of those spots.
वेरी
We're
हाई
gonna show you
चांस
exactly
हम
why.
लोग को स्लॉट मिलेगा
Yeah,
वेरी
I
हाई
mean,
चांस
it's the thought of having to drop down to the lower bracket and play Nongshim Red Force
Huh?
is terrifying.
मानो या ना
I
मानो
can't stress that enough. How if I'm one of these teams, I'm so afraid of losing this game because it puts you in such an incredibly difficult position.
बूम में ज्यादा
So
कौन
both
मारता है
these
भाई
teams
बूम
really
पता है
swinging. I used to say,
1972 से बूम
just looking to confirm their
1972
spot.
से
That's the big thing for them. They've been here and done
ऐसा
this.
वैसा टीम
They're
नहीं है
along the lines of their expectation. For them, it's about finishing this tournament strong.
Yeah, and again, it boils down to the new faces on a squad or on a core that's been playing together
Inter में
for
last
some
में चाय
time,
पिया?
right? How do they fit in,
जान
especially
तुझको
since
डाला
the
मैंने।
pressure is mounting for them? You have Whitecat, and that's on the side of Boom that has
भाई,
been showing that potential.
शीरो मारता है
and especially in
बर्चेक्स
the
एक्स
previous
मारता है
series that they
एनसी
we saw
स्लैशर
Whitecat with some
मारता है
amazing plays, and it looked like,
ठीक
okay,
है
this is it. This is the vision
याद
for
रखना
Boom Esports.
और
heading into
एनसी
playoffs and
स्लैशर
claiming that spot
हर
back in
बार
specific. We
रेडियंट
need to see that
टॉप
from Velocity
क्या है
too,
वो
and it's
10
really
या
been
टॉप
working
100
for
में
Damara
रहता है
finding his
जब
confidence
जब
here,
मैंने
Mark.
देखा एटलीस्ट
Yeah, I mean, Damara
ठीक
has
है
been
एनसी
the guy
स्लैशर
who set up
बर्चेक्स
so
एक्स
beautifully by that
और
group
शीरो ये तीन मारता है
of Russ and Madeline. You see how sharp, lightning fast.
भाई अपन थोड़ा पॉजिटिव लग रहे हैं क्या
And of course,
किसको आता है फेस रीडिंग चैट में किसको आता है फेस रीडिंग
pop off, have some massive clutches.
विंडोज
This
की
is a
डाल दिया ना
sharp team across the board that have defined their style. But as I say, this map veto I don't think goes the way that they want it to. We see them aim for
72
the three kind of
से भी ये
same
लोग
maps
Ascension
of
खेल रहे हैं.
Ascent, Lotus,
Language.
Sunset in almost every veto.
Language.
They've not managed to get that this time. It's a very, very different approach. So I want to see how
Top
their
पे
style
शुरू है,
can
उसके बाद
translate
हमारा
to these
most
more
strike में
difficult
नहीं
maps.
मारते
And
बे
if they
वो
even
तीन
attempt
मारते
to
यार
run those things like the breach
वो
on
तीन
maps
मारते हैं
like
वो लोग का
Bind,
एक्सपीरियंस
where
भी है वो
we
लोग
almost
मारते
never
भी है
see
भाई सब कुछ है वो लोग
Yeah, it feels like a boom has
इसलिए मैं बोल रहा ये
sort
लोग
of
को हरा दिया
cornered
ना अपन ने
velocity in with regards to the map veto, right? They've cornered
Very
them into
high
a spot where
chance
they might
we are
not be
getting
feeling
swapped. Very high chance.
at all at ease. But it's up to
क्योंकि
velocity
ये
now
देखो
to show that they
ये
do
देखो
have something planned for this.
मान
They,
के चलते चलो
aren't
एसएलटी
uncomfortable at all,
जीत
and
गई
they
है
actually
अपर
have,
ब्रैकेट
such
मान
a
के
wide
चलते
playbook that they can
एसएलटी
actually
जीत
do
गई अभी
something
बचे
that's
एक
totally
स्लॉट
unexpected of
नॉक्स
them.
के
They've
सामने
been
हम लोग खेल
impressing
चुके हारा
everybody
चुके
and they've
हैं
been
नॉक्शन
exceeding
के हम दोनों का
everybody's
हार चुके हैं लेकिन
expectations
क्या हम लोग
so
हारा
far.
सकते थे हाँ
So I hope
प्लस वो लोग
they are
कैसे
well
खेलते हैं वो भी
prepared
मालूम है अभी
for what's to come
तो
from
ये
Boom
दोनों टीम
Esports
को तो हम
because
लोग हरा
we've been
सकते
seeing
हैं
how
और
amazing
बूम
these
को हम
players
लोग
have
हरा
been
दिया तो
performing.
लोअर ब्रैकेट में
Shiro
चाहे
on that
कोई भी हो
Yoro
चाहे
has
कोई भी
special
हो
mention, of course, because what he's been doing is yeah, absolutely unreal, as you mentioned.
समझ रहे हो
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to expect to see
But-
Shiro on the Yoru here for sure. But it is worth mentioning, Boom haven't played Bind yet this
ये सब
tournament
सोचने का जरूरत
either.
नहीं है हम
So
लोग
it is
एसएलटी
still
को
an
हराने
unknown
वाले
for them. We don't know what they're going to bring out.
अपर
But just the
ब्रैकेट
fact that they're picking it tells
एसएलटी
me that there's some
चलो
confidence there and that it's more of a focus to
चलो
put velocity on the back foot. So we will have to wait and see for this agent select. But I think there's a lot of different ways this could go. I don't think they can run the bridge. If I'm
टीम पे
Velocity, I think
देख
you
रहा
can bring
मैं
out
गाली
Leon
मत देना
Kamara,
प्लीज
but I
एक्सक्यूज
don't
मैं गाली
think
नहीं
you
देता
support him in the same way with that sort of breach fade.
Hey,
I just
Gerardo.
don't see it working. I think they have to adapt to the map a little bit. I think we can still kind of expect double initiator from them. I
भाई
want to
काम
say
कर
just
लेना एक
'cause of
फेविकॉल
Madeline
खरीद
and
के
Russ are
चिपका ही
so
दे
good
मुंह
on
उधर
those agents. But we'll have a look now, and for the first
आज
time
का
in my
जीत
life,
जाए
I
कल
am
का कल
wrong.
देखते हैं
They're
ठीक है
just running the solo initiator on the sky here. Damara sticking to the neon. Russ playing the smokes on the
भाई
brimstone.
बाइंड है
Here.
बाइंड है बाइंड है
Lightning fast on the raise. This is a big
बाइंड
stylistic switch
बाइंड
for
हम लोग
Velocity.
हारने वाले हैं
On the side of Boom, they
क्योंकि
keep
तुम लोगों को पता है
it
कि
relatively simple. A pretty standard double duelist with the Yoru and the
जी
raise.
का जो बाइंड है
Nats playing that brimstone. But this velocity comp is
उनको किसने
wild.
हराया था
SK Rossi on device. We don't see this. I mean, this is a massive departure from everything we've seen from them in this tournament. This map is entirely
मत कर
different to
सॉरी
the
सर
rest of their pool. So the onus is on them to show us some strength
सॉरी
when
सर
they're put on the back foot, when they're put in an uncomfortable
लाइफ का अचीवमेंट क्या है बाइंड आ
Raise
रहा था
Neon into the sky. I'm very, very interested to see how this goes. We wanted some changes. Well, we got it. We're gonna step into Bind now with Dax and Asarai.
Thank you there, Mika and Morgan. And yeah, we are going into the
chalo,
unknown here,
chalo.
folks. Into our second series, into another incredible bout. Velocity versus Boom. And isn't it a little bit iconic for Boom Esports to pick a map that they have a legacy in from last year, right? We're going into Bind.
last teams
And I
को
do agree with what Morgan has mentioned. It's something we were talking about, Asteroid, right?
हाँ भाई दिल धक धक हो
Boom
रहा है
Boom can float around some maps. They can respect ban that Lotus.
भाई
make
गोलू
Velocity
रेस
uncomfortable,
नियॉन
and VLT
ठीक
respond
है
with these
डबल डब्ल्यू
drastic
ठीक
changes
है
coming into this first map.
The last time that
Combo-
they played
combo कुछ नहीं
Velocity
है
with this comp was
भाई
way earlier
कॉम्प
this year around
कॉम्प
March.
के
It's the
हिसाब से
same lineup
बूम
that they
बेटर है
have.
कॉम्प के हिसाब से
So is this just a comfort pick
ठीक है
from way back, or have they actually
वो
practiced
लोगों का
this
सीज
coming
नेट कॉम्बो है
into the new
वाइपर
meta
बॉल डी
here
के
in
स्पिट
Valorant?
है
We'll see how comfy they are, right? Whitecat here in position. Damara, of course, willing to go for the
बहुत कुछ है वो
closer.
लोग पास
Shiro
बिल्कुल।
fighting lightning fast early on here. Whitecat still within the container. And
लेकिन अपने पास aim है, अपने पास aim है, अपने पास aim है।
Looking strong here onto the side.
भाई जीत गए!
They
Next
are
map!
smiling on Velocity right now as they get the
नेक्स्ट मैप
Again, comfort picks for Velocity. You do see that
कैसे जीते
show up here on the pistol. And again, a very just strong approach.
कॉम्बो है वाइस
for
और ब्रीच
Velocity.
का
I think Boom might have just maybe floundered a little bit, peeking out one by one.
Yeah, overstaying their welcome perhaps.
ब्रीच
Velocity doing such a good job now to play the
मेरा ब्रेन लैग हो रहा
That
है
snake fight could be huge from Berserk. The poison doing damage, and Mats, he just keeps the antidote in his own pockets. Velocity Gaming, in their haste, they run straight into the crosshairs of Boom, and in that, Boom make waste.
Wow, he just tapped beautifully in that clutch situation. Couple of trades here and there, sure. Again,
मैं
and
चुप
then
हूँ।
you just see Nats with the monstrous clutch.
क्या सीन
That's a
है
big one. Again, proving his tenacity and his
ये
ability
क्या
to
banter है
perform
भाई,
for
आए।
Boom when they need him to.
भाई ये क्या
One of the
था?
standouts
हम
right
लोग ने
from
force
our
भी
youth
किया।
academy. We have talked about how Boom Esports bringing young guns into this roster relatively, especially with
भाई अपन
Whitecat
PRX
season.
खेल
So,
रहे बे, हुक्का
coming
फ्लड।
into the series, I just want to double down on things Morgan was mentioning, velocity, right? I think SK Rossi before this has played Vice 5 times in his VCT career. NC Slasher catching out tomorrow. Whitecat also with the tracking.
कोई बताएगा हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं?
Just shutting out velocity before they can even get on started with the force buy here. Through the wall, even Russ will fall. SK Rossi right now watching the flag. The headshots there, but SK Rossi still alive. at least to try
Buddy,
and
now
do
the
some
thing
damage.
is,
Yeah.
क्योंकि अपन
probably
2 राउंड हारे
Wrap around.
और अभी वो लोग इको
Maybe
है,
hope that he can
तो अल्ट
get a
पॉइंट्स
flag
में
or
वो लोग
something,
एकदम
but
क्रेजी
that is a
क्रेजी
tricky
लीड पे
spot
जाने
to try
वाले
to
हैं।
pick up the spike. So I don't know. We'll have to see. 45 HP. He does have the arc rose, maybe for a flash, but that doesn't really.
यार
doesn't
पहला
really set him up
पहला
for
राउंड
anything.
अपना था बे, क्या बे
Shiro
भाई?
though hasn't looked right behind him, and this is the pro. About to say, that
Yeah.
wasn't the perfect time maybe for SK Rossi to get the flank,
Well.
but Shiro's aware.
As soon as you say it, right? It happens. Boom Esports with the know-how.
Eh?
Yeah, Shiro has been the standout of the group
What?
stage.
Doon pa ko?
Top in the stats in many different departments. Really, the departure from the IGL, you know, the...
Please,
has been saying NC Slash is the
Jinx
one
par
also
दिखा
making
दो।
those calls. But regardless, he has just
जिक्स
had
पर भी इसमें
an
कुछ नहीं कर
incredible
सकता भाई,
tournament
4v2
so
था
far.
यार, हील
And
भी
it
था,
has to be
4v2
tough for
भी था, पता
Velocity
नहीं क्या
coming
किया।
into this one, right? You think about their schedule. They faced off against Nongshim yesterday, one of the teams relegated from Pacific. Now you have to face off the
अब
other
गाली
one.
नहीं देते, तू
You're
गाली खाता है,
basically
language।
fighting the best of the best. And we've seen
चलो भी के लिए
Velocity
Smurf ID
of
से,
course,
हाँ,
top
हाँ।
their group in Group Omega.
Yes.
We've seen how incredible this team is. But yeah, it has to be a taxing back-to-back here for the South Asian squad.
Yeah, they still have yet to truly prove, you know, Lightning Fast back again on his raise. I did
Yeah.
mention how he was pretty known for that raise of his, but we'll see. It's been a while.
ओ भाई यही निकाल सकता है
speeding on
भाई।
through. Lightning
भाई
Fast
यही
caught
निकाल
here by
सकता है।
Shiro. And Boom Esports.
बाय बाय बाय
Berserk.
बाय भाई
Velocity
ये
for
डायरेक्ट
you.
स्लॉट देगा अपने
Signature
को।
speed into play. Fake out though. Almost taken on down.
क्लोन को नहीं मार
And
सकते
lucky
बे,
that the
बंदे को
shot
मार
doesn't
रहा है
actually
बराबर।
connect there. Whitecat on the other hand.
कभी भी शॉटगन है
pushing
यूएल
forward
नहीं
here,
लेने का,
trying to
डब्ल्यू
find the
रेस।
angles, but look at the post plant here from Velocity.
किसकी साइड पे हो?
Straying within the lamps right now. NC Slasher clearing out short also. Really watching from what Madeline can do from afar. And speaking of, Madeline actually catching out Whitecat already. Boom here.
Huh?
Trying
कब
to
भाग
play
रहे
the
भैया जी?
numbers now bit by bit. They're catching out Velocity, but time is running out here for Boom Esports. The utility from NC Slasher. Now he
वो
goes
देख रहा है
for the
shower।
spike. Halfway. Where's the peak? Here comes Madeline, and immediately NC Slasher keeping tabs for himself. Boom Esports win the third round.
Shiro is such a menace on his outlaw. He's always able to get into a position where the kills just go to him. Look at that. Again, every single time that he peeks, he goes out, he's able to just time it so well. Gets that 3, allows his teammate to continue the defuse. I mean, sure, again, the fade had to still
Predictions क्या है
deal
बंस भाई?
with the one player, I think that was
पता नहीं यार।
Madeline, but or not Madeline, but the other one. In any case, still able to do that much damage and not be figured out where you place yourself is so strong
Wow.
for Boom here.
Ooh, Shiro, that's the real one, by the way. Trying to scare off Velocity here. They did chip away at Boom a while ago.
भाई
Again,
टीपी
Boom
दर्द है हाँ?
Still have the Outlaw on hand. Some guns in their pocket. The Sheer, though, gonna get triggered here. That insult.
भाई,
Seekers now
वो
in
लोग
play.
कहाँ
courtesy
पे
of
आके
Velocity. Sheer
बैठे?
trying to hold those backside smokes come out.
वो लोग कहाँ पे आके बैठे
Stun into play.
भाई?
Damara just trying his
ये भी
best to
round
get
हार
one
गए।
through to the
No
other
way.
side. He's low
No
already.
way
Here he
round
comes.
जीते।
But Whitecat, a quick flick.
Map
That's enough to
देखो।
get the kill. 21 HP for Whitecat, but he's fearless here. He gets a second before he's felled here by SK Rossi. Time ticking now.
Impossible
NC
है,
Slasher
4-0.
on the flag. You have Nats also nearby. Oh, it's awkward for NC
Shot,
Slasher.
Rossi.
Somehow alive. Now taken down. SK
Shot,
Rossi
Bolu.
putting a good hurt on the opposition. It's trade for trade. Nats with the answer. Russ the only one standing, trying to stall with utility here. He's gonna go for the short angle, Asarai. And as time ticks away, we're gonna have to tap onto
I
that
think
spike.
उसने
One
सुना।
bullet is all that Boom needs to take him down. Halfway now. No one's looking.
Doesn't
Berserk's
matter.
playing Protector though, and Boom Esports still get away with it.
So difficult to start pushing in to
Close गया.
the sites.
Action में close नहीं
just
जाना था
because
राउंड.
of how much post-plant utility is still
भाई boom
available
heavy
for Boom
disrespect
here.
disrespect खेल रहे
And
थे.
White Cat also proving himself.
ना वो लोग smoke को इज्जत
every
दे रहे.
single time that he
ना वो
tries
लोग Vice को
to
इज्जत
go
दे
for
रहे.
the aggressive plays like that.
भाई मेरे एक बात बताओ. Vice अच्छा है क्या लेकिन ये मैप
1
में?
to 2 kills, and that is incredible already for the Boom roster.
Yeah, I mean, he's a new kid on the block from the PH
Oh, yeah.
from Team Secret Academy. And remember what Shiro mentioned the first time we got to interview him.
परसों तक अपना
after
retake
that
जाऊंगा.
first
अबे
Boom
नहीं
winner.
यार,
White
देखो,
Cat, he is
जो
still
4 round
acclimating
अपन ने
to that
देखा है
stage
ना,
every
जो
single
4 round
day.
देखा
He's
है.
just getting better and better.
पहला
more
round
confident in what he does in this
अपना था.
roster. Things are clicking here for Boom.
दूसरा round
The signs that
Force
they
करके
start
5 में
rolling
नुक्का
on,
flirt
Shiro
never
performs
seen before.
exceptionally when they're
Never
able
seen
to play
before
these
क्यों
post
था,
plans well, when they're
वो
finding
answer
these
मिल गया,
clutch
ठीक है.
utility plays to give them
तीसरा
the
round
advantage.
अपना
It
था.
has worked out in their favor more often than not in this game so far.
समझ रहे हो? ये जो छोटा-छोटा जो
Yeah, agreed.
पोस्ट प्लांट जो लेफ्ट
So,
राइट हो रहा है ना,
keep
वो
making
अगर
that
ठीक होएगा
It's gonna be
तो
incredibly
OP.
It might be an incredibly
क्योंकि बहुत
quick,
मैटर करता है राउंड विन के
first
साथ.
half here.
इकोनॉमी तो रहता ही है,
Shiro has-
अल्टर्म्स भी फर्क
It's
पड़ता है ना
still pretty
काफी.
early, but yeah.
I'm just thinking though, Velocity has done good work on one department so far here. They've getting into these post plans. They're really pressuring Boom. It's just Boom just out clutching them in kind of these 2v4 moments or whatnot. So we'll see if that trend
Boom के
will
गोलू पड़का.
continue. A half
गोलू
pot here
मारेगा
for
रेस
Velocity
में
right
मारेगा.
now.
सर
Shiro
थैंक यू फॉर द मेंबर जो मेरी
Still
जान के
with
टोटे.
his Outlaw. Trailblazer takes the first bullet. There's still one in the chamber. The flash, the guiding light. Here comes Velocity just going gung.
मार 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 मार. ये भी लो है.
NC Slasher keeping the tempo in check.
Oh,
The Nightfall
random
2
गोली मारता
stave off
कोई.
Velocity.
Oh my goodness, that was close. Velocity could have made that.
हाँ
So
बहुत
much
close था.
worse.
Actually
Boom.
बहुत close था. Actually बहुत
Still,
close
they
था.
manage to pull back. Shiro miraculously is still alive. And now Velocity kind of stuck to just keep pushing in to this B site.
I mean, coming to a round like this, Velocity would love to burn ultimates on the other side. Shiro, though, finding Madeline. Watch out for Velocity. They still have SK Rossi with a gun and the Steel Garden. If they find the pick onto P, that could be the go signal. But Russ alone, isolated by the smoke. In that sense, now, it's up to
डबल
SK
कंट्रोलर
Rossi.
मैं बोला भाई वो लोग का
Trying
कॉम्प
to
अच्छा है
find
बे.
any isolated
मानो या ना
Boom.
मानो वो लोग का कॉम्प अच्छा
They're
है.
not giving an inch. They're not letting up the hold. Here it comes. Shiro again, straight into his crosshairs. And it's
Huh?
5 here for Boom.
मानो या ना मानो भाई.
I thought that Lightning Fast with his satchel could have gotten the entry.
वो लोग
enough,
कॉम्प
and Slasher
actually
just
अच्छा है बेचारा.
Quick on the draw as he gets that that counter kill, and that's just going to be enough to stop them dead in the water.
हमारा
We saw that
मैप
there was
नहीं है,
really
लेकिन हम
very
लोग को
little.
वार्म
I
अप
think that,
करना पड़ेगा थोड़ा.
the rest of
समझ रहे हो?
Velocity could have done it.
At least जो rounds अपने वो
Regress,
तो
attack the site
कन्वर्ट
once
करके
again.
जीतना पड़ेगा.
Now back to the drawing board they
तो
go.
ही तो आएगा पॉजिटिविटी सेकंड में.
Pillars right now, the foundation of Boom between Shiro and NC Slasher. They have been shaken, but they're standing so strong right now, especially
Hi,
when they
nuts,
play
bye.
duo. Shiro though has him back away. A great pick from SK Rossi and Velocity. They
सारे
want to go
nuts
for
same
the
है
C
क्या?
side. Tamara staved off
दो बार
by
तो alert करने
that
चला गया.
poison though, the snake bite preventing the Neon from going on in. But like fast is the
हाँ
extra. Where did he even come from?
दो
With that, it's a showstopper. Now into the third. White Cat trying to find another one here. Velocity still around the sights.
खुशी में दो बंदे
Find a
चिपके
moment to
थे.
stabilize at the very least. But corners to hold Berserks within heaven.
Go, go, go.
Damara he finally gets to sync up with the rest of the team. They're trying to bait out the peak of the spike tap.
Oh!
Berserks get the intel with Damara. A much needed shot to make it a 2v1.
This is
भाई
gonna be the
उसने मिस
long
किया.
wraparound from Shiro.
पहला
This could
नॉर्मल
work,
जिगल में
though.
मार
Both
सकता
eyes
था.
from Velocity set to look near the back of the site at spawn. So there's a chance, an opening
सीन
here
है
for
कि वो
Shiro.
लोग
But
को
of
जरा
course,
भी आइडिया नहीं
Velocity
है
is starting to
कि
get
वो
wise.
यहाँ पे करके.
Yeah, matter of duelists here. And Shiro,
मूड
he's
प्रॉब्लम.
quite low. Not as low as Damara.
डमारा तो मरा.
Lightning Fast just holding into the corner. Sees the neon. There's the contact, but Lightning Fast quickly swinging. And Velocity get
I
on
would
the
like
board
to
here.
apologize.
There you have it.
भाई डमारा भाई.
Tensely close. White Cat
भाई
somehow
है
just
बे डमारा भाई.
blitzing through on a short.
डमारा भाई है.
Again, lightning fast holding
गोलू भी
steady.
है लेकिन
getting the
डमारा
kill there.
है बे
And
भाई
this
इतना crucial
separation between Shiro and
भाई डमारा तेरे को 2 गलती बफ
where he
ये
tried
मैप
to
में
go
2
for
गलती
the
बफ
wraparound, leaving the
इसने
Viper
दिल
to his
छू
own
लिया
devices,
बे दिल छू लिया इसने 2 गलती बफ
questionable at most, at the best.
A desync there from Boom, and I'd say some small mid round, some velocity.
गोलू भी
They
है
usually rely on Damar, right, to play the entry, but now since you have lightning fast on the raise, they can really get that second duelist to do that entry point
टेक्निकली
from
देखा जाए
short,
तो
and that just gave them
अभी भी
a chance
7-5
to play
कर
onto
सकते हैं
the
वो लोग का
side.
इकोनॉमी इतना
One on the
अच्छा
board
नहीं है अगर
for
ये
Velocity,
राउंड
as
अपन
we've
जीत
said.
गए ना उनके
Gonna look
लसूड़े
to
लग
rally
जाएंगे
from that
इकोनॉमी के
point.
समझ रहे हो
I'm a little interested. Nats has the Bucky on
ये
hand
जंपिंग
here.
देखो
Perhaps trying to play the counter for either Lightning Fast or Damara in the backside. He's holding on to utility instead. Here we have the Molly now into play. Damara gonna go for it. Lightning Fast already in position, but White Cat and Berserks, they're the first station
उसको
that
ignore
stop
किया जब
Velocity
उसने गोली
in their
मारा
traps.
भी।
Here comes Shiro now. Gate crash on out. Doesn't want to stay with the operator into TP. And Boom has done the damage already.
Yeah, great denial of map control here against Velocity. They try to push through that teeny tiny exit path outside of showers, and you're met with decay, with
मेरे को एक बात
Molly,
बताओ
and
चैट
with White Cats.
तुम लोग ने भी वही
Complete
ट्रिपल
magazine
स्मोक
round.
देखा
There's
या
really not much options
सिर्फ मैंने
unless they
देखा
were
वो
able to deal with
30
White Cat early
seconds
on,
left.
but again, definitely not. So back to B. They try, but Shiro's here with the operator.
Straight on through, sees the target, SK Rossi on a slow peak. Just found out here by Boom. And at this point, time has run out for Velocity. They're
seconds
gonna
left.
see the
Madeline
round,
took
look
the-
to save some guns. Madeline might be in a little bit of danger here, but nah, Boom do rotate away from him to confirm the 6. And Asrai,
कुत्ता
that's
कब
one matchup
करेंगे?
coming into this one that looks so exciting, right? Two
मैं भी तेरे को
young
गाली दूंगा,
guns
इतने लोगों के
looking to
सामने
make
अच्छा
their
लगेगा
names
क्या?
known. White
हाँ?
Cat versus Damara
सामने
here.
मौली आया है
They have
बंदे
just
ने
been
कुत्ते को
explosive so
मारा
far,
है
but unfortunately for Damara, he's
कुत्ता
the one
मर
shut
गया
down
ऑलरेडी
by
एक
the
और
Boom
कुत्ता
defense.
मतलब स्पॉन करे हाँ अनलिमिटेड एबिलिटीज खेल रहे हैं
It's
लोग
going to be quite tricky though too,
कुत्ता
right?
कब
'Cause
करेंगे शावर
again,
से
as
क्या
long
किया था
as
बिल्ली
Berserk
कर रहा
is
था वो
able to survive
ऑलरेडी
up
ये हो रहा है
until Damara
टिक टिक
and Lightning
करेंगे
Fast keep pushing into the
कर
side.
देना लॉगिन करके कर ले खुद ही
They
कुत्ता
have
स्काई
to
लेके
figure out a way to just bypass him in that fashion, and I don't know how they're
बिट्टी
going
मत
to
दो
do that.
The
W.
flash could help here for Velocity into the overdrive, but White
यार, ये
Cat
race
stable
का
on the
angle
ATV. See you later, buddy. Tamara gonna go down early on.
लोग ने
Steal
ult
a guard
commit
and
कर
here for
दिया।
Velocity to try and keep the tempo
लोग
going.
ने दो ult
Pressure's
commit कर
on.
दिया है।
Orbital strike onto the backside as well, but boom, they have the shower control. White Cat making Madeline work for it, and Berserks at that range with the shorty fade away. Lightning Fast goes down. And things going bad to worse here for Velocity. They have been stopped at the first station. Red lights straight in their face of the SK Rossi and Russ looking to salvage the round. They pick up the spike at the very
ब्रो
least.
अगर हम लोग
Chance perhaps to go for the
इतना
rotation.
बड़ा
But
बड़ा
these
बड़ा
positions
मतलब
from
तुम लोगों को
Boom,
पता है
any sound cue,
बड़ा
you know they'll look to find the push here and
इतना
straight
बड़ा
into the crosshairs. Berserk
दो
just waiting
ult
patiently.
commit कर रहे हैं।
Right now, time is on the side of
ऐसा
Boom Esports,
commit
and here
होना
we
चाहिए
go
कि
again.
at
A
least हमारे
third
पास
for Berserks.
शावर
And we
और
see Boom
बैक
get the
साइड
7.
रहे हम
Like
लोग
I
बस
mentioned, there was
ना
a
बैक
chance.
साइड था
From Velocity here,
ना
to
हमारे
go to
पास
that
शावर
TP,
था
but Shiro's gate crash was already positioned somewhere on the
टीम
elbow
तीसरा कौन सा
there, so
कमिट किया
definitely not the easiest
नियन
for
अरे
him to
नियन
try to pick
वो
up and
छोड़ो
at
रे
least
वो उंगली
potentially
वाला
one
अल्टी है
versus two. Still, I like the idea here from Velocity.
बड़ा
They
बड़ा
try
वाला
to
अल्ट
match
बोल
up
रहा हूँ मैं बड़ा
a
वाला
slow
अल्ट
approach into A, maybe get a couple of picks here and there, which was what kind of happened with Russ getting 2 kills, but him losing his teammate that earlier on, SK Rossi definitely not helped out his overall plan there.
Yeah, Boom has just been ready for whatever Velocity throws at them. And Berserks now trying to get the shot to go again.
I
White Cat
love
this
you,
time.
यार।
Checked
भाई
by
भेजो
Damara.
ये
He
रेस,
learned his lesson,
भाई ये
and he
रेस
makes Boom pay that price.
हर
Now by
बार
Velocity
एक
with the
एंगल
sheriff
खेला
to
है
get
भाई
backside, get some guns along
ये
the
मेरा
way.
वाला
Here we
रेस
go.
है भाई
Gotta go for half the plan.
कौन है वाइट वाइट काट
Works
डब्ल्यू
out. Them capitalizing on the delay of Boom.
हर बार एक
Pushing
एंगल
harder
खेला
and
देखा
harder into things. Still though, ooh,
मैं गाली दूंगा
He's just slithering in! And come on, points to slither at this point. It's magical for Berserks when he gets into position. And the Viper's not done! The Viper's not done! A third kill for Berserks. Madeline looking to save the day, but Berserks is unbeatable! The 4K there as Boom get to 8.
Incredible from
Hey! Don't do
Boom
Don't
as
do Chalo.
always
Don't do Bakchuri na.
mentioned. Berserk
Don't do Bakchuri. Nay.
just feeding off of that one
Lalo mo
flash.
mag-make sure ka.
And SK Rossi blinding him through the arc rows, him reacting
No.
and still getting the kill is
No.
just
Right hand.
so overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, how do you beat someone like that? Berserk's, you know, he's just stretching,
क्या हो गया पैर चोरी है यार पागल
making sure that all of his joints are well warmed up. But wow,
गले
Mitsui
मिलने
one
की
is
उम्र में वो भी
definitely a problem here for Velocity.
यंग हूँ भाई मैं
Boom legacy
क्या है ये
wouldn't
सब पैर
be
चुना
a thing without
बराबर
Berserks.
के नहीं
He has just been one of their core players
बे अपना
in
कितना rounds
such
था?
a long time, even before they got into specific, right? So it just goes to show the old reliable Shiro gets the leg hit onto lightning fast. Does get the back away after that
प्लीज स्ट्रीम
initial
बंद करो
intro
मैं
with
सिंगल हूँ
velocity.
एक्सक्यूज मी
So at least they do have Madeline for that quick little
यार तुम
heal.
लोगों ने नोटिस किया मैं एक भी बार
There is a
बोला
kind of
नहीं
like-
लाइक करो करके
An early pick that Velocity could get.
समझ
A
रहे
follow up with the Seekers is going to be huge right now for Velocity. But again, Boom is just forcing them back slower, more and more.
Oh, Damara. Chance here. As he slasher sees comes on in. The stun's there, and Damara punishing the overextension of Boom in that instance. Now's a chance for Velocity to go for this B site. Shiro can't hit the mark as
W.
Lightning Fast is in position. And there you go. He's a force of nature and straight onto the site.
3
That's what they
B
needed.
5
Damara not
लेकिन मेरे
fearing
पास
the
दो बड़ा अल्ट है
C's. What is it?
Please!
Like tether.
भगवान
He
के लिए
can get the kill, and everyone.
दूर दूर रहना
He's like, I get the sun, I get the win, but here we go with Nats already in position. Boom Esports with the retake. And oh, Nats immediately with the double of his own. Showstopper primed and ready. Almost strike as well. The bend off players from Hoka. Here comes Damara though in position. Damara with the shutdown. Damara finally felled by White Cat. But Velocity have so many angles of opportunity. Here we go with Madeline, but White Cat still gets away with one more till Russ keeps the round in favor of Velocity. The captain keeps his cool.
आइडिया नहीं है अगर वो रस पीलॉन्ग नहीं जाता और
That
सिर्फ
was
स्पाइक के
close.
पास रहता था ना ये भी राउंड गया था
Shiro
बीच
took his sweet time holding the middle of the
ऐसा
site
यार
for as
ये
long
भी
as he
राउंड
possibly could, hoping that maybe he can hit a shot or two, or having that confidence that he could hit that shot or two. Didn't, and was just overwhelmed by
Attacking
lightning
map है,
fast,
कोई
and
सीन नहीं,
that
attacking
is
map
what
है।
Velocity want.
अटैकिंग मैप है
Boom making these slight
Attacking
overcommitments
map.
that turn into mistakes that turn into round wins for Velocity. Oh, SK Rossi.
I mean, that's the opportunity for Velocity, right? They struggle
गया,
to
कोई
make the
सीन नहीं। जब
executes
तक जिंदा है
happen
तब कोई
because
प्रॉब्लम नहीं है
of Boom's anchors. When they get these picks, then you thin the herd. It's a lot easier, obviously. Velocity have done a good job to win those 1v1s across the board. Here
W.
comes the orbital strike, though.
W.
It's straight on through.
W.
Like fast catching out Shiro. Velocity keeping the momentum in their favor. Berserk strike down.
अब
gets stunned,
रुकना
though.
नहीं,
No one's
जाते
checking-
रहना
no
है।
one's checking
W,
until
W,
Damara
W,
keeps
W,
the train going.
W.
A great pace here from Velocity. The two duelists doing all they can to do some immense damage. And there you have it. The rally now from Velocity to confirm.
when you
another
have
round.
Yeah,
two
now this is
ults
Velocity's ballpark.
what do you
Right
do
side of the
chat
pace,
you take
incredibly
shower
quick,
and you
fast to get
fight
into the
back
site,
side
and boom, none the wiser. Don't even know what hit him.
W
It's just lovely to see the evolution of Velocity. I mean, we've seen
पहले
it
round में
happen
क्यों
in the
नहीं
group
किया?
stage here in this game. They've been checking these off angles a lot more coming into the executes. They've been punishing players like Berserks, like White Cat, especially after some of those elevated
Fuck
angle
backside.
antics.
भाई बिना
Bit by
बैक
bit,
साइड
It's Velocity
नहीं
right
लेगा ना
now,
ये कॉम के
making
सामने
the case for themselves as
साइट
well.
में
We've
अगर
been
वाइपर
talking
ने
about this
स्मोक
comfort
डाला
from
ना
the panel,
स्मोक
and yet
स्पिट
this is
डिले
the Boom map pick.
वो लोग का
What
नेट
was
डिले
commandingly from
वो
Boom,
लोग का
Velocity are taking
सीज
parts of it
वो
away
लोग
now.
का मौली भगवान जाने क्या क्या
So
भाई
Velocity can keep that
समझ रहे हो
tempo, can keep
बिना
that
बैक साइड
working.
लिए तुम लोग
We'll probably
फेल
have a
ही नहीं
game
पाओगे
in our hands.
वो कॉम के
That's the
सामने
one that they wanted. That's the speed at which
इम्पॉसिबल है
they
सिर्फ ये वाले
needed
के
to
कुछ
attack.
नहीं होने वाला है
Damara as well, just following up on his co-duelist
चलो
here
चलो
with
चलो
Lightning
चलो
And you see that they're reaping the benefits. 10 kills for Damara, 7 for Lightning Fast.
अब कौन सा ulted? हमारा ult है.
Economy a little bit to the weaker side.
I mean, they are expecting the early aggression though from Boom. And as soon as the overdrive is heard across the map, it's the Viper's Pit on the other side. Boom willing to invest utility just to stall and wait out the electric timer there.
Last time
Use
जब
up
भी
the molly
वाइपर
on
अल्ट था
that. Shiro
तभी यहाँ पे 3
is
बंदे थे.
also
वो लोगों को
making some
पता
noise,
है.
trying to fake out
वो
some
लोगों को इतना तो
rotations
पता है
here,
कि
but
3 बंदे हो
Velocity,
सकते हैं. ऐसा
they're
नहीं.
not biting, just
यूजुअली
waiting for
वाइपर
smoke
अल्ट
to
रहता है तो
dissipate.
2 बंदे रहते हैं. लेकिन वो लोग को पता है कि 3 बंदे हो
Again, this is
सकते
where
हैं.
it gets
प्लस
tricky,
योरू
right?
योरू
Because
का तो
once that
अलग
smoke dissipates, no more Molly, no
कभी भी आ
nothing.
सकता है.
They gotta commit to the fight.
Well, it's all Nats and Nats straight on through. He punches 4, and they just didn't even see that one coming. Velocity knocked out of the round effectively. SK Rossi, the only one standing, but that was just utterly fearless from Boom. Apex Predators, the Wolfpack is on the hunt, and here we go. They howl as Nats gets the Predator ace. Boom Esports confirmed the half, 9-3 in their favor.
Truly the Predator, the killer of killers here as he just completely drains the
सुनो.
life out of this potential
सारे
A
नट्स
take.
एक होते
It's
हैं.
happened
ये भाई
twice,
ये स्टार्ट
twice
ये
now.
स्टार्ट
Velocity
इतना
kept that push going,
पसंद नहीं है.
and
ये
Nats
स्टार्ट इतना पसंद नहीं है चट.
got wind of it. He
ये कॉम
understood
के
the
सामने
pace
तो
and
नहीं.
timing, and he
Confirm.
took it into his own hands. With that being said,
ये
we
स्टार्ट
end
ये
9-3,
स्टार्ट ट्रिपल
and we'll
स्मोक
have our
वाला
halftime
थोड़ा
break.
लेफ्ट राइट है. लेकिन कंसिडरिंग अपन ने 3 राउंड लेफ्ट राइट के 3 राउंड टेक्निकली अगर देखा जाए 6-6 इज नॉट अ बैड ऑफ. भाई सिंगल स्मोकर, दूसरा बंदा टपरी पे खड़ा है. कभी देखा नहीं है क्या सिंगल स्मोकर? भाई 6 इज नॉट बैड चैट. 6 इज नॉट बैड. टेक्निकली देखते ना अपन हरा सकते कि नहीं. समझ रहे हो? 6 इज नॉट बैड. क्रेजी हो रहा है भाई. बूम है बे, मारते तो है. वो लोग का कॉम्प अच्छा है बे, बहुत प्यारा कॉम्प है वो लोग का. और ऐसा भी नहीं सादा सुदा कॉम्प है, मतलब बहुत बैलेंस्ड है बे. तुम लोग एग्रेसिव भी खेल सकते हो डबल ड्यूलिस्ट के साथ विथ क्लोन. तुम लोग पैसिव तो और डबल खेल सकते हो वाइपर और उसके साथ ब्रिम के साथ. गोलू भी हंस रहा है. कैसे मैंने रेस लिया.
And
वैसा लेकिन
have
मेरे को नहीं लगता
returned.
कि
9-3.
फायर
Boom
पावर डिफ हो
Esports
रहा है ना.
have that lead, but Velocity, they've done some
थोड़ा
pretty creative things
track
to
left
keep
right हो रहा है
themselves
बस.
afloat in that first
कॉम
half.
डिफ बोल
And
सकते
some
हैं.
highlights too,
सिंपल.
right? And that's
Fire
with
power
that
diff तो नहीं लग रहा
ace
है.
using the judge.
कॉम डिफ हैवी लग रहा है मेरे
Boom,
को.
boom and bind.
Heavy.
It's one story to watch out for. But now they're on the attacking
ये
side.
राउंड देख के
Velocity
मेंबर्स मत करो यार डिजिटल
usually
भाई.
curses here. Superstition to help them on
No,
the
it to
defense,
Rossi
but in
just
this case,
asking
it's a
question.
long
Do you
flank
think
from
Rossi
many
need
here
to
from the side of
improve his
Velocity.
agent pool? He can do whatever the fuck
Yeah,
he wants.
There will be
As
at
long
least
as
someone to check this. but if
earning
they're not
his
careful,
slot.
they could just get brute forced by Velocity here.
The Mars first
And
of all,
doing
Rusto
good
makes
in
the trade
life.
happen. As
As long
Velocity
as he's happy.
to play the unexpected angles here. NC Slasher and Whitecat now ready, and now they're just raring to go. Boom to double digits.
अबे ये लोग को
this
जीतने
fast.
को मत
That was a
किया
quick
क्या
system from
भाई.
them.
हेलो.
Well, you know what? It's just boom things. Look at just again. I thought Velocity. This was a great flank for Velocity. They have the numbers. They got everything, and then boom just reminds them that they are filled with players just raring to go for these gunfights.
Yeah, they're shooters, man.
टेक्निकली
And you can see for
अपना राउंड हो
Boom,
सकता था.
they are
टेक्निकली
in
देखा जाए तो
command
7-6.
of this game so
और वो
far.
लोग इको गए तो
It's
8-6.
equal right now.
टेक्निकली.
So
टेक्निकली
see
8-6.
what Shiro and Whitecat are up to with
Technically,
the
it's-
entry. Velocity do have a good tell on the stack though. They're ready at least to challenge Boom Esports right now. Prowler comes on in. Shiro plays up close. Now overrun here by Damara. Nats in that chaos gets a kill.
W,
Russ
right?
making the sheriff count too. And keep an eye out for Russ and Madeline.
W.
Two voices really.
This
of
is
Velocity.
better than
The
8-6.
voices of
Second round
reason
जीत
now
गया तो अपने पास
bringing the clutch
अच्छा
where
ज्यादा
they need
बेटर
it the most.
इकोनॉमी और बेटर अल्ट पॉइंट्स
Stellar
रहता
shots with the
है और अपन ने
pistols.
अपसेट किया तो याद रखना
For V2, and while Berserks is in this A site right now, the problem is White Cat. He's the
क्या
one with the
तुम लोग
spike
लाइक नहीं कर रहे हो
here.
करके पॉजिटिविटी नहीं है
Coming up
Just
too
saying.
close into Lamps.
Player standing.
SK Rossi!
W blind W
That
blind
footwork was just so damn good. And well, at this point, yeah, White Cat,
safe
what's the plan?
चलो
Do you throw away the rifle? Do you look to play
Safe.
the hero here? But a 1v4 crafted here by Velocity
Safe.
so far, it's already huge.
Yeah,
चुपचाप
there's
से
no, I think,
भाई अगर एक बंदे से
bad
ज्यादा मरा ना
decision
कोई
to
इससे
try to
और उसको
just
अल्ट पॉइंट दे
go
दिए ना
for the
3-3
clutch here, 'cause
मेरा दिमाग का
either way,
माँ का
right,
भलोसा
it
होएगा
could be a
ठीक है
bad economic
ज्यादा से ज्यादा एक बंदा मरना
round
चाहिए
coming
इससे
to the
क्योंकि रेज है
next for Boom here, so might as well just have White Cat plant the spike, play the post, get
G
as many kills as
classic.
you can, and just maybe hope. But yeah, it's gonna be quite difficult.
तुम लोग को
Yeah,
गाली
spike
दे
now
के
to
भी
be
मतलब
planted
नहीं है
within the
भाई
container. White Cat just wants to play it close and safe. He has a single blast back to work where the Trailblazer now coming on through. Intel provided. White Cat expecting the push
Classic,
now from
classic
CT
है
side.
भाई
Angel's there too. When's the swing gonna come on in? SK Ross
Nice!
back and Russ again with that Sheriff. Remember yesterday, Velocity struggling
Rossi
against
G class
the Ecos.
अरे
But this time,
सुंडी
they're
अपना
the
एक ही
ones
क्लासिक
to put
है
effort in these kind of rounds.
जी
The
क्लासिक ही
classic
है
from Velocity.
अपना
Yeah, just
और
again,
किसका क्लासिक नहीं
moving
हुआ है
Boom
लॉन्च
where they push is a great strategy just to deny them. The flashes from Madeline have been pretty exceptional, honestly, in this bind map of ours. And, well, he's not gonna slow down now from the looks of it. SK Rossi holding that sight.
क्या
That was
बकचोदी
pretty
है पता
important
नहीं
too.
भाई
Oh, now we're seeing the view party for Velocity there. I was about to
W.
say, SK Rossi had to hold that. If Berserks caught him, there was a chance where White Cat could have just rotated to A, maybe gone to the teleporter, and they still had
ये हारने
a nice
से
little
ये
pillar
मैच हारने
to
से
play
क्या
around
होएगा
with that post
दुख
plant.
Yeah, some big moments there from Velocity, and now
दुख होएगा
get,
बेंच
to get that momentum in their favor.
भाई 3-4 राउंड क्या होता है भाई 3-4
Lightning
राउंड
pass, that was a deep shot onto Nats, but White Cat just brings the shorty to his face. So regardless of the guns, boom, straight on through towards
अभी तुम
that
लोगों को
B
पता है
side.
डिफरेंस
They're actually rethinking the plans. Now they reposition.
एक बार
They
तुम
have
लोग
NC
smokes
Slasher
और strats
onto
देखो।
the default, and here we have it.
Same
in
है।
the plant.
अपने लिए वर्क ने किया वो लोग के लिए वर्क कर रहा है पता है
Yeah,
क्यों
Bowen.
गेस करो
Blood comes on through, so boom. Just trying to chip away against Velocity. Damara taking the fight to them, but against three, that's just too many. Russ now goes for the molly. Big insult provided there by
वो लोग के
Damara.
लिए भी
SK
वर्क
Rossi
ने किया
Russ
लंच स्ट्रैक
for stabilizing this
Work.
defense here.
Yeah,
But
work.
Berserks!
Work.
The Xiaomi clutch as he goes mad with those shots. Boom Esports! We've talked about how reliable
Nah.
Berserks has been throughout the years,
Nah.
but this is just another moment made by him.
ना
Again and again and again, he's proven himself in bind. He's so used to it already. Look at
अरे
that, just a smooth transition of kills with the Guardian, no less.
ये
This is gonna
भी
be hella problematic for Velocity. They still have they still have the money, sure, but
Yeah,
rounds is just trickling Boom's way.
You wonder why Berserks is still in this team for such a long
पांचवा
time.
राउंड
Realize
चैट
how
5
good
राउंड
He is in
5 राउंड
critical situations for Boom. And with Velocity. Now. Does something
Dad.
by Velocity regardless. They
Five
have to
round,
coming into this
bitch.
round. But the scoreline
भाई एक दिन
getting
आएगा
wider
अपन
and
बोल
wider. You can
बोलेंगे
feel
कि
the
ये लोग
pressure
13 राउंड जीत
on the
सकते थे
defense now.
क्या चल रहा है भाई
See, alongside Russ trying to set up the trap here. Judge on the hand.
Mar Russ.
Russ trying to
Mar Rico.
replicate what Nats did against him in the last half.
W.
And SK Rossi in position, but it's straight for trade. Boom still. Having the spike in their hands, making it 3v3. It's really a
3v3
push
plus अपने पास
from
वो है
Lightning
लर
Fast that could find some value here.
स्काई को
He
रोटेट
still
करना चाहिए
has
एटलीस्ट
Complete
ब्लाइंड
arsenal
दिया
for
बिलोंग
himself, so he
खाली
can
है
just
W है
slide into the site.
Oh. God, fancy slasher clearing the corner. Things looking good here for Boom.
थोड़ा जिंदा रहना था
Velocity
एटलीस्ट
have
स्काई
to
ने तक
play separated on this front. The rear, it's being watched for. The flanks, there's someone keeping an eye out. But with Lightning Fast doing some great chip damage, that should be confidence for Velocity to try and go for the fight. It forces Shiro.
कर तो सकते हैं retake. Bench को clear करना पड़ेगा बस. Nice. I think हो गया chat. I think हो गया. We did good.
2v2. Berserks again, and Shiro still. If he's alive, he's gonna be a threat. Map point here for Boom.
Man, Lightning Fast looked like he just slipped on the box there and fell. Still, look at just how quickly they're able to transition kill after kill. I like the potential flags from Velocity here, but it's all according to plan for Boom. They're just aware of the timings and everything. And now Velocity call.
चैट 5 राउंड ज्यादा भाई मेरे को एक सच्ची बता 5 राउंड ज्यादा नहीं होते चैट माइनस प्लस करो क्या स्कोर चल रहा है 7-9 क्लोज मैच
Velocity are pushed to the limit here in Ascension.
It's a close match यार चैट
All courtesy of Boom.
Yeah, it's against the teams that came from Pacific, right?
आपकी पावर जाग चुकी है जो जो लाइक में किया है ना अभी तक
got even into the game. The fact that Boom
तुम्हारा बचा हुआ साल बहुत भाप जाएगा यार
and then pick this bind map, they were so willing to just play this map that they haven't played in Ascension at all
December
for
आने तक
good
तुम बोलोगे oh my
reason.
god
Like,
this is
you
the
can see
best
players
fucking
so
year
confident
ever
on it. They're
This
just
is my
so
like नहीं किया
well acclimated with playing one another. And while there's some good ideas from Velocity, we saw some entries a while ago in the first half. It's just lacking compared to their usual antics.
नहीं नहीं ये मैप गया अभी देखो बीटी ले नहीं सकते बीटी ले नहीं सकते यहाँ पे हम लोग को चाहिए एकदम सेक्सी एक्सपीरियंस रीसेट समझ रहे हो
Problematic position to
ये
be
मैप
in
गया ये मैप गया ये मैप
from
गया
Velocity
कुछ नहीं कर
here.
सकता एक्चुअल में कुछ नहीं कर सकता
And again, they
वो
haven't
लोग
really
का अल्ट देखो भाई वो लोग का
breached
ओफ
through
बहन छोट ना कुछ
the
नहीं कर
kills
सकता
that
भाई
were kinda
कुछ
used
नहीं
for
मतलब
them,
मेरे
right?
को
Asky Ross had
अंदर से
9
ओ ऐसा आ रहा है वो लोग का 5 अल्ट आ
not the
सकता
same
था एक्स्ट्रा
velocity. And
वो भी ऐसा
kinda going
कॉम
back
के
to
साथ ना
what I was talking about
योरो अल्ट मारेगा जो
yesterday.
पिंग हो गया बेंचो तो
Is
ब्रिम अल्ट
Velocity
मारेगा वो भी
just
गया
messing with
रेज
Asky
अल्ट
Ross
मारेगा
not
जो
being
बचा हुआ रहेगा वो भी गया
Chamber.
भाई
Oh, Nats is out of there.
भाई
We'll
क्या
see.
भाई
Come
क्या
first, big battle
दिमाग
for the
था
Velocity
स्टिम बीकन
run
डालने
and
का
strike
हेलो
to the right, orbital strike, but he can't confirm the kill
Buddy.
on the brim. Instead, Shiro making some noise over at Shower allows the rest of Boom
have the
Esports to
spike.
mobilize around the map. So they get the spike right now. They realize
Out of
Velocity have rotated on the way. And just because of that initial Yoru presence,
बस
VLT
टॉकिंग
and their
अबाउट
staff,
लाइव चेक
they're
कर हाँ
sticking
क्या
around
क्या
A.
बोला
Now
बस
the
रे
rotation comes on in.
क्या बोला चैट मेरे को क्लिप भेजना मेरे को क्लिप भेजना मेरे को क्लिप भेजना मेरे को क्लिप भेजना ये 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 क्लिप भेजो व्हाट्सएप पे मेंबर्स
Noise here.
भाई बहुत प्यारा बंदा है
It's possible. Oh! I mean,
Yeah.
if Berserk is like that, then it's definitely a possibility.
When you're right, but Madeline also correct in his
What is
assumption
that?
not gonna get found. So Velocity, they haven't been tricked here at all.
30
Thanks
seconds
to
left.
Madeline. Keeps
Bring them
his
down.
A site clear for the time being. The rotation though, and boom! How many times are we gonna
Machalala.
do this cycle? Double, triple
Awas
back.
ka,
We're
meh?
going back straight into A. And Madeline, he's still around in that position, so watch out for the sky. Can he play? Crucial here. Berserk's on the other hand doing some damage. But Madeline hasn't been found. Madeline gets rid of NC Slasher.
down
The
A.
spike being planted. Finally, boom, get it done. Russ clears
Spike
Berserk's into a
planted.
2v1.
Next map.
But in this chaos, boom,
नया fight
looks
update
to
मस्त है, हाँ,
thrive.
क्या- क्या है,
There's no
मेरे को नहीं
passing
मालूम।
Shiro now. It's a win here for Boom on Vine. 13th
गलत
report to take
मारा है
map
भाई
number
बूम
1.
ने बूम ने
Have
गलत
you
मारा है
ever seen a Viper be used as an entry fragger or a lure?
गलत मारा
Like,
नहीं बाइंड
that
अपना नहीं है
Viper
सिंपल
looks
बात
like he
है
was
भाई
playing a duelist. And that
जब बाइंड आया था तब भी मैंने बोला था भाई बाइंड अपना नहीं है भाई T69 डेज स्ट्रिक्स याद है तेरे को स्ट्रिक्स बाइंड इज अ कर्स फॉर देम बाइंड इज अ कर्स जितना मर्जी अच्छा स्टैट बना ले लेकिन इट्स अ कर्स सिंपल बात है स्ट्रिक्स याद है अपने जवानी के दिन याद है भाई लेकिन बहुत ज्यादा लेफ्ट राइट हुआ है बे चैट बहुत ज्यादा लेफ्ट राइट हो गया है मजाक से हटकर बहुत ज्यादा लेफ्ट राइट हो गया है मॉड स्क्रिप्ट देखो देख रहा हूँ एक सेकंड एक सेकंड रुको चैट सुनना पहले मेरे को सुनने दो एक सेकंड हमें भी दिखाओ यार आ भाई मेरे को मालूम नहीं था रे उसको मालूम है कि नहीं यार मेरे को मालूम नहीं था यार कि उसको मालूम है कि मेरे को मालूम नहीं है यार हाँ मेरे को मालूम नहीं था यार
long time is also something to take
मेरे को
note of.
मालूम नहीं था कि उसको मालूम है कि मेरे को मालूम नहीं है कि उसको
To get
मालूम
this
है
lead, they're raring
समझ
to
रहे?
go, and they want to put themselves in a position to
हाँ?
get back into Pacific, right? 13-4, our final
ए
score
भाई
from
क्या
map
बोला
one,
पता
toss it
पता
over.
पता देखा मैंने चैट प्यार दे क्या प्यार दे चैट अपने गोट को अपन क्या लिखेंगे मालूम है तो अपन लिखेंगे प्लीज विन चैम्प्स नेक्स्ट ईयर ऐसा चैट ठीक है प्लीज विन चैम्प्स नेक्स्ट ईयर भाई देखो सिंपल बात है अगर वो चैम्प जीतेगा तुम लोग सोचो कितना डांस स्टेप्स आएगा कितना डांस स्टेप्स दिखा तुझसे क्या बोला यार मेरे को शर्म आता है ये सब करने को मेरे को शर्म आता है ठीक है मैं जब भी वो दूंगा क्या बोलते हो लिंक दूंगा एक सेकंड ठीक है दिखाता हूँ रुकना प्लीज विन चैम्प्स नेक्स्ट ईयर ठीक है यू विल विन चैम्प्स नेक्स्ट ईयर ये वाला आयुष भाई को छुपा लगाओ यू विल विन चैम्प्स नेक्स्ट ईयर ठीक है प्यार दो अपने एक्सटेंशन वॉच पार्टी कैसे कर रहे हैं ये वीडियो अपना प्यार दो चैट प्यार दो सब लोग प्यार दो चैट किस हिम स्मूच हिम twerk with him chat
Good to see you again.
chat twerk with him kiss him सब लोग
He was just
एक
talking
साथ
about you. Oh, was he actually?
All of those.
yep I love you
What that has been doing to the team.
Yeah, I mean,
come here Boaster
Well, I can tell you what happened here.
really stepping up here.
This guy had 21 kills.
Berserks, clear on top of the scoreboard in front of
which chat पढ़ता
Man,
है
thank you for the 20
Fuck.
months.
Twitch नहीं है मेरे पास
Just wait from Genji. They did the same thing with Munchkin before from last year, and he's back with just 7 days since the announcement.
सुपर चैट कर उसको
Oh, yeah, I remember.
fuck मोबाइल भी नहीं है मेरे पास
No, as in you were talking about Binks.
कोई
Oh,
ना
I see.
अपन YouTube कर लेंगे
Get excited when they
कभी ना कभी वो सोते हुए देख लेगा ना भाई YouTube पे कभी ना कभी देख लेगा ना
you know, some of them
Oh, thank you. Yo, on YouTube, Binks just raided me a bit, babe.
so good.
Everyone's saying you will lose champs next year.
Hello,
Lose champs.
win.
You will lose champs. I can't believe it.
MVP.
No, they're not really.
Win
They're saying the
like a win.
opposite. You will win
Ah.
champs next year.
It was ridiculous. It was
Win
What
champs
for-
next year. Let me see if I can get some contract signed. Hold on. I gotta do some business here.
3v1 it and Berserk was like, yeah, okay, no problem.
वापिस आ जा यार
How,
Let me
how
give
मेरी
him
गांड
let
पड़
me give
गया
him a
यार,
call
चल।
up.
on this map, and we keep talking about
Let me
is this
Let me-
elimination
let me call up
lower
finance.
bracket
yes, we love it when the teams stand up and get riled up.
Hello?
It's a lot of fun, but also
Yeah.
it can be very revealing as well. You can overheat it. It can
Yeah.
get into your head also. And boom,
Hold on, let me
you're
mute
just
this real quick.
locked.
Hello, mate. Yeah. What's
बस
happening?
बंदा है सेक्सी बंदा है
Naked right now. Why are you naked? Oh, you're watching the stream.
चैट
Ah.
सेम बकचोद है भाई
Okay.
क्या
What
फोटो
are you doing then?
उसके फोटो से बात
Oh,
कर
it's
रहा
5
हूँ
a.m. You haven't gone to bed yet? Bro, get to
उसके
bed, you naughty
फोटो
boy. I tell you, if you're back in Berlin, I'll make sure you go to bed. Yeah,
आई 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 आई
yeah. You had trials for 100 Thieves? You have
भाई
video?
क्रेजी बंदा है यार
Really?
क्रेजी बंदा है ए जस्ट सो यू नो मैं ऑलरेडी सब्सक्राइब करके रखा जस्ट सो यू नो चैट जस्ट सो यू नो क्राइसिस है क्या बात कर रहे हो सच्ची क्या मेरे को तो पता ही नहीं हो कैसे दिखता है क्यों कह रहे तुम लोग तो प्यारा भाई बना लेकिन भाई अगली बार उसको अगली बार उसको मिलूंगा ना, छुपा दूंगा उसको, समझ रहे हो? बस कोई फोटो ना ले मेरा, बस सिंपल बात है, सिंपल बात है। चैट अनम्यूट कर।
He hung up on me.
सुपर चैट कर। अरे मेरे पास मोबाइल ही नहीं है, क्यों भी चेक कर।
Just because they are a little bit sexy, they just think they can give it. You know, they think they have all the control in the relationship. Well, I
बहुत प्यारा बात। मैं भिंचुत लाइव नहीं देख रहा था,
you realize what that window shop is selling.
मैं लाइव नहीं देख रहा था। क्लिप दिखा, क्लिप दिखा। अरे वो सिर्फ इतना बोला कि मैं सब जगह आता हूँ, वहाँ पे 2 जगह आया हूँ मैं।
One another.
I haven't got my
There's some good
microphone.
ideas from Velocity. We saw some entries a while ago in the first half. It
Where's
just
Binks
lacks
when
you need him?
compared
Get
to
him
their
on.
usual
Yep,
antics,
yep.
their
I've seen
usual
Binks at like 2
competition.
events now.
And this is where
He just goes, "Yo, I'm
see how the
Binks."
scoreline
Yeah, I'm
reflects
like, I
that.
know.
यार मेरे को मालूम नहीं था कि उसको मालूम है, समझ रहे हो यार? मेरी गलती नहीं है इसमें,
Velocity here.
इसमें मेरी गलती नहीं है,
And again,
समझ
they
रहे हो?
haven't really
दिस इज नॉट माई फॉल्ट। मेरे को मालूम नहीं है कि उसको मालूम है कि मेरे को मालूम नहीं है कि उसको मालूम है। तुम लोग को समझ में आ रहा है? ये सीन है, वो वाला सीन हो गया यार, इसलिए मैं बार बार उसको बोलता, अरे मैं आया था ऐसे। क्विज गिफ्टेड कर सकते हैं भाई को। लेकिन अभी है ना, मेरे को चाय लेके आने दो।
Welcome back, guys. You are watching VCT Ascension Pacific, and we're on to
Chale
map
gaya
number
tu.
2 between Velocity
Jinske
and
guard
Boom
mein article hai,
Esports.
जिसको important
And we
बात है,
just
मेरा
saw
hotspot अभी तक
complete
आया नहीं है,
dominance from
advance
Boom
के।
Esports on that first map of Bind. This is going to be Velocity's pick now, though. So I'm wondering what they have planned on Sunset, especially since Boom made such a statement on that first map, Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, Sunset is a safe pick for Velocity. We know that they like it. This is a map they've been good on. So it's very much expected. But the problem with it being expected is that it's expected for Boom also. And I mean, this coaching staff, I think they do some of the best prep we saw in Pacific last year, even being an Ascension team. I think the way they game plan around their opponents has always been incredibly effective. So I think the question mark is on Boom. What answers do they have cooked up? Are they prepared for this breach that they know Velocity are going to bring and have had success with? I'm curious if they're going to stick with that same comp that we've seen, where they're running that Neon Yoru double duelist, or maybe is it time for a change? We saw
Bhai, mera
SLT
mobile
someone do
किसने
that
छुपाया
earlier,
है क्या?
so
मेरा
I
mobile
think
किधर है
it
बे?
could be a nice little
The
wrinkle
fuck?
if they have that ready to go.
Yeah, at this point, it's not news anymore, so they bring out the breach, right? But even if they do stick with something that's comfortable to them, which is likely for Velocity, I do want to see some kind of change, perhaps in the pacing. We just saw how Boom were able to, really just, just turn them around, and it didn't feel like Velocity were really up to a lot of the aim duels. We saw them lose so many rounds with just pure firepower and instinct plays from Boom Esports, and it really just shows, like, again, what they had to be, the grind, the Pacific grind that they had to be put through this entire year from the likes of teams like Paper Rex or T1 or Zeta Division. And you just saw just how instinctive they were able to play and take so many fights, and it didn't feel like Velocity was like up to that kind of level just yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest problem I saw for Velocity is that the composition they're running just does not have a lot of util. Neon, not super utility heavy, running single initiator Sky, so it's only that really the dog. And even you look at the smokes roll, it's swapped from an Owen that we normally see from them, where you have the Paranoia as a massive tool, to Brimstone, where you're really just running with that Molly. So they're used to playing with lots of util. Domara especially is used to being set up by lots of util, and they couldn't do that in this first map. So I think the comp change, as we move towards Sunset, the stylistic change that we know we're going to see from them will seem to give them a boost. That's what I'm really hoping for. We're coming into this map with no changes compositionally from either of these teams, but as you say, it's VLT on the back foot, looking to bounce back, and Boom have to be the ones able to put a stop to Russ's breach because it's been so effective.
Yeah, comfort isn't a bad thing for velocity, right? Because if you for these agents, they know what they have to do. Perhaps they'll be, a little bit more synergized here because it's something that they've ran over and over again. So hopefully this means a better performance from them. But I don't think they should shy away from all of the fights that Boom have. Yes, they can be intimidating, especially since you have Berserks, for example, that's just so online today. But they cannot back down, especially since this is their map that they have to win. We're gonna toss it to Azurai and Dax to take us into sunset.
Yeah, we just agree with you there. Just Velocity Gaming. It's probably a sweater, it's probably a hoodie. This composition gives them a warm hug. It's comfort. It's necessary coming into this next map because it's one of their reliable ones. Sunset from map number 2. Velocity's map pick. But Boom, man. The firepower has been incredible in this series, and yeah, Whitecat and Shiro looking to do it all over again.
I gotta put this into the mix. Berserks has been a
क्या हरामी चैट है भाई? हरामी और हमारी में लेटर
force
सेम
for
है,
Boom
समझ
here.
रहे
They
हो?
can translate that
तो
into
जैसे भी
Sunset.
चैट है हमारी चैट
There's
है
a lot of
बेबी.
options that they can do even as they start on the defending side.
Yeah,
Cat
we're gonna
baby.
be mentioned 21 kills, especially for Berserks in that last game. Damara, though, this time around runs straight into the tripwire. And
Ek
Boom
pixel
respect the
cut kayo.
utility of Velocity. Exactly what Morgan was mentioning. Damara more accustomed to having all of that set up for him on the entry. Boom, on the other hand, here at the flank, Shiro, Whitecat to lead the charge here.
Hold कर पाएंगे क्या? वो
Again,
लोग सब
coming
जगह
to
से
ahead
किसी
here.
अपने को.
Whitecat trying to find the position. Berserk's actually finding out Russ. Berserk still around on the market. Same momentum from map number 1. Finally taken down by
W
Madeline.
magnet.
Gets a double for his
पीछे
own.
क्या हुआ?
But Nat's
पीछे
also
क्या
in
हुआ?
position. This pinch from Boom looking strong. And
पीछे
Nats
क्या हुआ?
continuing where Boom has left
अरे
off.
Nats
First pistol goes
इधर
to
भी
Boom
लर्क
here.
करके आ गया ये.
Okay, I thought for a second they
Bhai,
forgot to defuse
wo
the
log
spike, but
City-
yeah, it's so difficult for them to have held that, thinking that Velocity,
हाँ
or
बे, अपने पास
Velocity
कुछ
thinking
नहीं था बे,
that
ना market
their
था, ना
opponents
city था.
would be coming
ना था,
through
city
their
था,
own side
लेकिन
of the
city नहीं
spawn.
भी था.
Not really
भूल
from
गए
the
वो लोग
flank,
city के बारे में.
and you can see how far they pushed into Boba, maybe thinking about that
मैंने देखा भी था
one
city.
thing. And because of it as well,
यार, मैं
they
मेरा
just
नाम Nats
spread,
रखूंगा
or
पे
they were
नीचे,
pushed
बस.
way
मैं-
too far, not
समझ
near the
गया.
spike enough, and they couldn't really deal with what was the backstab of Boom altogether on that pistol.
भाई नेम बफ है
I'm
भाई.
just wondering
Simple.
the game
मानो या
plan
ना
here for
मानो.
Boom right now. Will it be about the retakes when Velocity will invest Russ's utility to get the Mara in? That's a question.
भाई
for
अपन
the
एक्चुअल में
next few
जीटू बन
rounds
गए बे.
here,
जब
coming
प्लांट
into
कर
the
रहे हैं अपन वो
anti-eco.
कर रहे हैं.
Some fun stats right now. Boom, perfect on the pistols so far. We have seen Velocity take a thrifty
Amen का
away
पता
though.
नहीं है. वो पता है
Also,
पता
apparently,
है.
thanks to Prod, every single day we've got
उसको भगाया, nice. अकेले
we saw
side
it in
पे.
map number 1. Will we see it in map number 2? Berserk's here at the backside. Tomorrow will go down, holding onto the Spectre. Here comes a push from Velocity. Shiro though, making his mark happen. 3 kills off the arsenal, and that's Boom getting a second round.
That's quite pricey, I would say, for Velocity here. That just means that they're going to be going into that third round with a hodgepodge of maybe a shotgun. SMG, we'll have to see. But again, this was just showing to us how strong Boom's ability is
चाहिए.
at those multi-kills. Shiro went straight into like 3 players of Velocity who had stingers and somehow got out of that one with 3 kills.
Yeah, we saw that in the first map when Velocity went for the force buy. Boom was able to hold them off. Same story so far. But VLT right now gets spotted by the recon dart. Here we go with the Judge Gaming again from Boom. They've loved these
भाई,
all the
मजाक से
shotties
कर,
in
उससे
these
अच्छा अपन
tight
eco
corners on the map pool itself.
कल अपन ने देखा.
Shot comes on
Thirsty.
through, but Whitecat still holding position. Found the angle of opportunity. Nats also
Nats
shows on
कहाँ
up.
से आ रहा है बार
And
बार.
just Boom again, bringing Velocity to the blender. Liquefied by the judge. Whitecat confirming it's a flawless for Boom.
डमारा वहाँ पे.
Playing
डमारा वहाँ से
around
खेल
that
रहा है.
aftershock though from Russ, completely goes unnoticed, I think, by the rest of Velocity here.
crossfire.
Chef's kiss from Boom. Look at this. They
Bye.
thought that they cleared up that angle.
स्ट्रिक्स ये स्टार्ट तुमने देखा है कि नहीं? स्ट्रिक्स जब हम लोग खेल रहे थे. ट्रिपल एल्बो always works.
Whitecat just found that small sliver to work with, and from that point on, Boom, we're just
मतलब
not
Boom भी मेरा stream
dislodged
तो
at
देखता है.
all. VLT, they have the guns this time around. If they want to make a mark in half its time, Shiro though scoped in, gets the 2 shots to go onto lightning fast Berserks as well. And again, within the cyber cages, nice pick by Damara, by the White Cat at the very least.
Come on.
Still offers to VLT, they don't have that backside control. Berserks right now just navigating on, throw fake out set also to the other side.
Nice.
Interesting enough. Yeah, no plans as of yet. VLT, they don't want to be caught lacking. They'll just pivot on away, but Shiro hits the head of the IGL. Damara in position. Here comes the push from Berserks right now. Madeline, SK Rossi doing their best.
Nats look कर रहा है.
Fight going.
Chat.
But do they know?
Nats
They don't know,
look
they
कर
don't
रहा
know. Nats. Gonna prolong
W!
through. SK Rossi, now he figures it out. And Velocity, a much needed round on the board.
Yeah.
Let's go round by round, chat. Round by round.
Up through the boxes and just gotten that nice little backstab. This is what Velocity wanted, needed in this round. Separating the front to the back of the site, not allowing Boom to get those punishes. And you saw there was
Round by round, chat.
a moment there, I think, where Berserk was waiting for maybe some of his traps to trigger.
Oh,
but
map one
Velocity
अभी चल रहा है.
pretty keen on breaking or not tripping up, which is incredibly, I think, important in that situation.
Yeah, and in the end, right, Boom was the one who was a bit more impatient, jumped the gun. And that's why Velocity held off that spike plant for so long. So well read there by VLT. Some calls in the thick of the action, helping out the squad.
But I think
But
at least
Nats,
सोआ को
he's pushing. They're going to keep an eye out.
रिकॉन करके ना एक बंदे को ए रहना चाहिए और सोआ को फास्ट बी जाना चाहिए. At least वो लोग का ट्रिप छोड़ना है. फिर बाद में वो लोग वापस मिड फाइट ले सकते हैं. A read कर सकते हैं, B read कर सकते हैं.
Bunch of these tripwires and Shiro getting closer and closer
अभी
for the peak.
execute करेंगे ना ये लोग की लग जाएंगे.
Still has the alpha on hand. More of the players of Velocity having full armor in this situation, so he still can't get that one-shot threshold. The flash comes on in, but Berserks with the cyber cages stacked on up. VLT burning the Boom utility right now.
W sword मैंने देखा नहीं था. निकाल सकते हैं वे round.
Color here in round number 5. SK Rossi finding one. It's Velocity again winning out the trade, but here the backside Boom is stable with Shiro and Berserks. Come on, these names. How many times do you have to say it for Boom Esports? The spike now in the threshold in the sightlines here of Berserks. Madeline will try to look for the rotation into Boba. But who sees who first? Nats now found out. 15 seconds left. Berserks.
Actually,
away from the contact points. Velocity. They're pressed for time. There's the fake. Berserks now into cover. And Madeline. Does he have it in him? It's not gonna happen. Berserks again. Brilliance here. And it's a 4th round for Boom.
That's insane. He allowed himself to not break the recon dart just so that Madeline didn't really know if Berserks went for the wraparound. Look at that. He was like looking straight into B main thinking that he might have actually positioned himself just more passively. Berserks is just galaxy braining. I haven't used that term in like forever, but I think it's pretty apt in that situation.
Yeah, man. He's a completely different universe with the way he's playing this game right now, and it has helped out Boom immensely. Velocity he's getting corralled really by Boom right now, and therein lies the problem. VLT just don't feel comfy.
या फिर अपन कुछ ज़्यादा
respect दे रहे हो लोगों को. When do you actually plan? Because Boom has that presence towards backside. They're happy to play the retake, and it's been a strength of Boom so far on this defense.
Well, we'll continue to do so. Now that
VLT is
trying to maneuver themselves into mid, using that smoke as a bit of coverage, but they only really have the pistols to try to work with.
Yeah, Damara instantaneous though after the tripwire is broken. He lets rip the overdrive. No one home though, no one home. Can't find any of the Boom targets. They've done a good job to tuck themselves away. Damara now, yeah, just powerless to stop White Cat in that situation. Aftershock though, and VLT trying to make it comfortable, but they're the ones trapped in the web of Boom. Madeline again, fighting back with the Sheriff. Stellar shooting from Madeline. Don't count him out ever. Same scenario. Time running out. Bodies to the floor, and Boom, go to 5.
That was close though. Madeline getting a bit of heat check, heat retention. Rather, he keeps hitting all the shots of the Sheriff. But man, were his teammates left out to dry at the back of that A site. They tried to push, And I like the idea here from Boom, where the obvious
Bro, they're
thing was
actually playing
just
good, bro.
don't get contact up
Boom.
until
Actually
Damara
playing good.
loses his ult charge. Once that happens, he's just gonna be on the pistol. Same with the rest.
Actually, WT.
This is the concern. We brought this up yesterday actually against Nongshim. Now the teams have understood how strong Velocity are on their comfort maps in their incredible composition. You know,
ये
Velocity
2-0 के तरफ
themselves
जा
have
रहा
been
है.
saying that they get to play their
भाई,
game to the extra level
scene ये
thanks
देखो,
to
लोअर
them
बैक
being just
में
masters
मेरा
of what
प्रेडिक्शन
they
है कि
get to
लोअर
play in
ब्रैकेट
the first
रन
place. Yeah, there's so
अपन
much
कर
tape now.
सकते हैं.
There's so
क्योंकि
much
अपने को सीखने
homework
को
to
भी
be
मिलेगा.
done that you can do coming into a Velocity
अपने को
game. There's so
कॉन्फिडेंस
many
भी आएगा
quads to
कि
watch
टीम्स के
here
सामने
in
हम लोग
Ascension
ऐसा खेला,
Pacific
ये
itself.
गलती किया है और
We're seeing more of
ये
those
टीम्स के
antis
सामने
come
हम
on
लोग
through.
जीते
We're
हैं और
seeing
सब कुछ.
the readability on those tendencies. And in that case, right, Boom knew where to tuck themselves away.
अपर ब्रैकेट तो
after that
SLT
mid
लेके जा
pivot
रही है
from
भाई.
Velocity.
मानो या ना
Those are the
मानो.
concerns right now.
अगर
Can we
SLT
see
अपर
more
ब्रैकेट
from
नहीं
Velocity
जीता ना
off
मैं
this
नंगा
timeout?
नाचूंगा
Because
भाई,
you know
नंगा
that,
नाचूंगा मैं.
coach like Godspeed has made the system, has helped out this team immensely in their domestic run and more.
Yep.
Right now, VLT, they need an answer and fast.
Well, you gotta come up with something, and that something might be just
श्रेयांश
again
मैं अभी
brute
पूरा
forcing their
टाइम
way
उसका
here
स्ट्रीम नहीं
through the
देख
A
सकता
site.
ना बड़ी.
There's a bit of pings right now from Boom. I wonder if it's just for maybe a paranoia something. Oh man,
Man, lightning fast. Read like a book there thanks to the reconnaissance. Boom. Already getting the first
इधर
pick
था
on the
रिवील.
board. It's
चार बंदे अपने.
been one concern too
5
in this
बंदे,
map,
4
right?
भी
White
नहीं.
Cat has
किधर
been
था
getting
रिवील
these
ऐसे
first
जो
kills
तोड़ने पाए.
over and over again. If it's not him, it's players like Shiro, maybe even Berserks in those anchor holds towards B. While Russ and Damara are looking to see if Boom would push out in the angle. It's White Cat holding close. They're gonna line up for him, and there you have it, falling like dominoes. He's already gotten 4. We talked about aces throughout the tournament. He wants one, doesn't get it thanks to SK Rossi, but there you have it. That's the one who got the ace in the first game. Well, he'll deny his own teammate, who's already been felled. Anyway, another win for Boom.
I was just about to point out as well that this could potentially be the 18th ace of the tournament. that statistic brought to you by our production.
चैट अभी तुम लोग को दिख रहा रहेगा ना कि एक बंदे ने 3 मारा करके, लेकिन मैं तुम लोग को बताऊं क्या क्या सीन है. वहां पे एक बंदा नहीं, वहां पे 3 बंदे लोग देख रहे थे. 3 बंदे. देयर इज नो वे कि नियॉन वहां पे नहीं मारता. वो लोग तो पूरा सेट करके रखा था नियॉन के लिए. वो लोग का फर्स्ट कांटेक्ट पीछे सोवा था जो जिगल कर रहा था. सेकंड फर्स्ट ओमेन था, सेकंड सोवा था और नियॉन यहाँ पे था.
Out the owl drone, they get big intel. This is a heavy-handed
Plus,
approach from
smoke
mid
भी
and
नहीं था,
Shiro
वो तो
again, stopping the Mara before he
अलग ही,
even
लेकिन
slide on in. No entry into Boba.
मेन है कि वो लोग
It's
काउंटर
Boom
भी कर रहे,
with private
वो
reservation
लोग
in this
सेटअप भी कर
function.
रहे, वो लोग एक साथ भी खेल रहे, वो लोग का एम भी चल रहा है.
HP right now, and yeah,
man,
Velocity, they're
chod
trying
no.
to find a way into the B sites.
वो लोग का एग्रेसिव
On
कॉम
through
भी है.
Shiros.
सब
There,
कुछ है.
what just happened to Russ and
They're
Lightning
just good,
Fast?
chat. They're
We're
just
done
good.
with the
They're
round,
just
and we
good,
get a
chat.
flawless from Boom.
Man, you
They're
can
set up good.
immediately see
Set up.
how quickly Boom just envelops the
Set up.
map as soon as they know that Velocity are slowly backing away. Look at how many angles of attack they had. Just numerous.
देखा कास्टर भी बोला.
Catching Velocity, who
Caster
love
भी
to
बोला.
play as a back right, who love to play as a 5, and Boom are just maximizing their mobility around the map and then some. Still Velocity, not out of this one. So rounds to go, ultimates available. We've seen VLT, of course, have that incredible
But it's
performance
been
in the group
9
stage.
rounds.
Try to replicate it in the playoffs.
अपन ने अभी
Madeline
तक ना
just
lurk
searching for
देखा है,
anyone to hit to no avail.
ना मिड इंसर्ट देखा है,
Excuse me.
ना कुछ देखा.
Yeah, now they're gonna
comes
just try to go through elbow.
Nats, he was trained on it. Boom again, just ready from the get-go. To create
देखा
at this
कैसे
point.
stun करके
The
isolate
crosshair
किया.
placement is just ridiculous. They immediately expect where Velocity is going to come from. Lightning Fast here, trying to beat the high-low setup. 2 is better than
Heavy
1,
spray
and
मार दिया,
Berserks
very
is
good,
better than
heavy.
them all. A double here, Whitecat comes on in, 8-1. Is that another flawless from Boom?
Yeah.
हेवी
think it
स्प्रे
was.
मार दिया गोलू ने भी.
My goodness, he took forever on that angle and still somehow he lost the duel. What is this?
Enemy down.
Yeah, like Fast saw already where the other Omen was, and again, just couldn't really push through it just because he knew that he was getting tracked. And the pressure keeps rolling. The punches don't stop.
चलेगा chat, सिक्के मिल रहा है chat.
Burnt, using their final tactical timeout. Very similar to what we saw with Naos on that first series. This truly is a day of the rollouts or the rolling rounds. Boom is the one that's benefiting,
ये जाएंगे
reaping
Pacific.
the rewards.
MKP भड़वे जितना पैसा ये लोग सैलरी में कमा रहे ना और जितना खर्चा ये लोग वैल्यू के पीछे कर रहे ना और ये लोग खुद के बलबूते पे हाँ कुछ करके वहां पे जा रहे और रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे ना उसका 1% तू कर ले झाटू 1%. हाँ ये लोग जाएंगे पैसिफिक. नहीं सपोर्ट करना है मत कर. समझ रहे हो. केला लेना इतने पसंद है तो यहाँ पे चैट में बहुत लोग हैं केला देने को तेरे को.
Stingers are out. The sheriffs are there too. But it's just so tough again for VLT. They've been caught in a loop. Guys, it's been 5 rounds in a row for Boom
वो लोग को
already.
सिखाएंगे.
This is going to be even worse now that they don't have any more money to play around
Exercise
with.
करना है, करो.
Oh my goodness, the
मना
Mara
नहीं
is
करता.
down to 14.
No, that's the thing.
गिराओ
When
मत
have you
भाई.
seen Damara healthy coming into an entry, right? It's been
इतना नॉलेज है खुद
always
कर
in
लो. जाओ मारो
vertical
हराओ ना ये
HG
लोग को.
junction.
जाओ उधर.
just getting sprayed, getting hit.
कौन मना
Guys
कर
like
रहा है क्या
Neon
तुम
and
लोग को.
Velocity.
हाँ पीसी खरीदने
There
के
isn't
पैसे
gonna be
नहीं है बहन
confidence
के
if your
लोड़े.
Neon is healthy to play the entry there. He's just gonna die too early.
Well, come to a halt once more. This is what you don't want as Velocity
गेम जोन कोई ना.
being
वेल
herded
प्लेड
by
BME.
Boom, shepherded to
भाई बूम
where they want you to take the fight.
बूम में क्रेजी इमर्स भी है.
Boom now setting up for that A site. Look at how like slow VLT is on the approach. It just goes to show that they're very cautious of a potential mid lurk once again. And this is burning a significant amount of time for them to work their way to the other site.
Yeah, they know they gave it up earlier on. And Boom has conditioned the opposition to be wary of that fact. But it's different this time. Just stay
भाई ये
safe here
10th
for
राउंड
both
है अपने पास कोई लड़का
the
नहीं
Omen
है.
and the Yoru. Shiro in position here with elbow held well. And that's one. He's not afraid to use those hands to get those kills. Paranoia, the response here. Boom still in position, nearby safe. SK Rossi though, that's a big kill. That's another one from SK Rossi. If Velocity want the fighting chance, this is their moment. Lightning fast with double of their own. Berserks here in position. And VLT, they've been waiting for this opportunity. Guns pick up. It's against Shiro though.
एक्शन में किसने लेफ्ट राइट क्या बताया. वो लोग नियॉन है.
1v3.
वो लोग नियॉन को दो डिफॉल्ट फ्री
Sabri's
किल्स
gone.
था.
Lightning fast.
वो ऐसी जगह पे स्लाइड मारा जहाँ पे ट्रिपल क्रॉस
contact come
फायर.
their way. Tripwire's there. Berserks again
मैं गाली
though.
दूंगा. मैं गाली दूंगा.
Berserks.
मैं अब ज्यादा हो रहा है सुनो.
A velocity
मैं
at
गाली
this
दूंगा.
point. The pings come out from the neural theft, but the double up here. It's well played by Velocity. They've needed a round like this throughout this map, and they'll get it through the Thrifty.
My goodness. They had to fight tooth and nail, travel hell and high water just so that they can claim
Not
that
even close,
worthy
baby.
round. How did this even happen? Great separation onto the smoke from Velocity. Boom
I guess
came
we got
in
less,
one by one,
time than
trying
goal,
to utilize their
hopefully
Neon's
match.
overdrive as they try to march through the site.
टाइम तो
But
ठीक है यार
Velocity was
लेकिन
having none of it.
है बे वो
And they
टीम भी है बे.
finally take a round
वो टीम
after
भी बहुत अच्छी
such
टीम है
a
भाई.
long drought.
Breaks some momentum,
I
yes,
saw
but the
that in
BAM
the-
of Boom is still looking healthy. Velocity need another one in the books here to try and rally for potential 8-4. But in this case, Berserks again. He's read the book of SK Rossi. He's put some footnotes already on these pages, and there you have it. The other cipher's gone. Boom, still continuing that trend. NC Slasher gets the double, a trade there after the fall of White Cats. 4v2 immediately here, and
सारा
they haven't
direct
even
duels
gotten
ना?
through the 30-second timer.
अपने पास सारा यूटिल्स अभी भी है.
Well, they're gonna try to open things up even more, but Again, with Lightning Fast holding mid, there's a potential rotation here for Velocity, but it's just 2 of them remaining. And look at how far Nats has gone through enemy lines, enemy territory.
Yeah, if left unchecked, this could just hurt the chances of Velocity even more.
बिना check करे कैसे
Critical
जीतेंगे?
contact so
Timing
far.
में रहता है यार।
Nats has the
वो हर
timing!
angle-
And there's
हर
no
angle
way!
तुम लोग
Nats
हर बार
again
नहीं check
scratching the
करते।
backs of Velocity and taking them down
Nats
one by
यार,
one.
please.
9-2 here for Boom.
I can't believe he's the one that caught the timing on that. They were looking in his direction for a solid 5-10 seconds before they even looked away. And then he just found Russ, or excuse me, Lightning Fast, the end of his tailcoat, and just stalked them, got the kills, denied them even any access to that A site.
Yeah. It's just tough. It's just tough at this point for Velocity. You're looking for hope. You're looking for a convincing round with the buys. It's just not happening here for
नहीं मैं actually
VLT.
बहुत गंदा खेला
When Boom just decide to be even more proactive around the map. Here we go again.
ये लोग
Mid
जाएंगे
held,
Pacific
Shiro seeing
Field
Damar
वाला
straight
love you
on
Abhishek
through.
bye
Well,
hopefully
Russ
lower bracket
tries to send it
hopefully
with the rolling thunder. The gate rush, of course, in position.
Hopefully.
Hunter's Fury to play. And Berserks for the spam. White Cat 2. They made the kill box into markets.
Mod सीधा hide
And
में
it's
ऐसे
just
लोगों
free
को।
real estate here for Boom at this point. They're buying up. They're getting everything that they would like. And a flawless statement at the end of the first half to make it 10-2.
Yeah, that's hack there
Problem is not losing
from
the way losing
Boom.
भाई मेरे को एक बात बताओ जो हम लोग को दिख रहा है ठीक है जो हम लोग को दिख रहा है जो मिस्टेक्स हो रही है ठीक है जो गलतियां हो रही है जो ज्यादा रिस्पेक्ट अपन दे रहे हैं जो यूटिल्स के साथ स्पेस ये लोग नहीं ले पा रहे जो हम लोग को दिख रहा है तुम लोग को लगता है कि वो लोग प्रो प्लेयर्स और कोच जब भी वो लोग वार्ड रिव्यू करेंगे और देखेंगे क्या गलत है वो लोग को नहीं दिखाई देगा अंडे है क्या वो लोग अंडे है वो लोग हाँ कि वो लोग को नहीं दिखाई देगा वो लोग जब जाएंगे देखेंगे वो लोग को दिखाई देगा वो लोग वर्क करेगा ना वो चीज पे अभी गेम के बीच में वो लोग कैसे वो करे समझ रहे हो गेम वो लोग खेल रहे तुम लोग ऐसा कर रहे हो अभी ये लोग भी ऐसा है कि भाई थोड़ा बहुत फ्री टाइम मिलता है 1-2 घंटा वो लोग स्ट्रीम विम देखेंगे इतनी नेगेटिविटी बहन इतनी नेगेटिव बाकी लोग कोई हारते एंटी नॉट अवर डे विल कम बैक स्ट्रॉन्गर चलो कम बैक स्ट्रॉन्गर तो बहुत टाइम से अपन ने सुना सॉरी सॉरी जी भाई करना पड़ेगा सुनो तो बात ये है कि भाई कभी कभी है ना कभी कभी ये नहीं बोल रहे कि तुम लोग मत पे लो समझ रहे हो फुल सपोर्ट जितना अपन वो करते ना प्यार देते उतना पे लो भी भाई मना नहीं कर रहा हूं टूर्नामेंट के बाद अगर अच्छा नहीं किया हम लोग भी अच्छा नहीं करते तुम लोग पेलते हो ना जब भी अपन नहीं अच्छा करते बीजीएमआई में पेलते हो ना तुम लोग समझ रहे हो पे लो कोई सीन नहीं टूर्नामेंट के बाद अब भी तो सपोर्ट दो समझ रहे हो अब भी तो ये तो क्रूशियल टाइम है सपोर्ट करने का
Boom Esports with a dominant showing in that first half here on Sunset. 10-2. There's not a lot of breathing space available for
मैं
Velocity.
एड्स तो ऑन कर देता था 1 घंटे का है तो
Same struggles for Velocity coming into the second map, and
Sorry.
Shiro now still stoic as ever, willing to play that first contact. We pivot straight into B, where White Cat's the one leading the charge, trying to make that space, but Russ finds him. Velocity, they have some good stations here at the back of the site. Shotgun comes on through it. SK Rossi taking a big chunk of damage. But BLT proving themselves with some pistols. Nancy Slasher just cleaving on through, but Madeline man,
Mar.
keep an eye out. Berserks on the other side. Now Berserks
Hey, usko
versus
angle
SK
ही नहीं था।
Rossi. Camera
Come on,
scene.
come on.
Berserks in position, and Berserks again. One more time, he just does not lose. The Zowie clutch here for Berserks.
How does he keep breathing that?
It's madness, man. It's madness.
Okay, I got tagged by the camera. I'm gonna look where exactly
Wow,
SK
wow.
Rossi was gonna pop out.
बाद में टूर्नामेंट के बाद
Thumbs
चैट
up.
प्लीज अभी वाओ टूर्नामेंट के बाद बाकी
This
सब
is, like you mentioned, this is absolute madness. And
breaks over.
even deeper to it we go. We descend more and more. 2 more rounds for Boom here. And Velocity. Is that a force piracy again from
खेल
the...
रहे गंदा खेल रहे ठीक है यार.
The defense are gonna try to will it with the stingers here. They've also pushed up into tiles. And it's a great kill by Velocity to overrun the lurk. Berserks was the biggest threat. Now they take him down early. There's still more to come though. SK Rossi. Great shot to the Sheriff.
W.
No count out Velocity in this one. Paranoia comes on in.
W.
SK Rossi with another. Just saw the direction of the utility. NC Slasher. Wow, SK Rossi! We saw how effective the Headhunter was yesterday on Lotus. Now with the Sheriff, it's the same kind of hand cannon. And VLT, much needed, is an understatement, man.
I cannot be a full-time
They
coach.
get the round and at least they're gonna break the back of Boom now.
Yeah. That was a Hail Mary for Velocity here, and they for sure needed it. That kill on the Berserk was already collateral that, you know, Boom was prepared to get, but this one from SK Rossi.
He got the kill on, and that's fully blinded. That's insane.
Yeah, I just realized that too.
I thought it was just like, oh, Paranoia tracking. He's like, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Love you, Buns. Bye. Love you, Abhishek. Bye.
Bye here for Boom. Velocity's got to be careful.
Yeah, double shotties. And especially one in the hands of White Cat. Boom right now. Perhaps expecting some close holds here from VLT. VLT looking to challenge here from backside, but this is exactly what White Cat wants to do. Go for the overrun. Berserk's already catching out SK Rossi. And Boom quickly get the flag.
Oh, are they going to charge out just to match where they're going? Looks like no for the meantime. Oh,
nice catch though with the stun. That's brilliant here from Russ. And with it, Velocity. C2 hand delivered in front of them. Now, with the numbers thinned out, this could be more confident from Velocity onto the site itself. Here comes NC Slasher. Can't mow down the Mara at all. Shiro, that's a classic on hand. It's a free gun, but White Cat's the one with the big one. The double there with the Bulldog. White Cat also trying to move, trying to groove, just can't find the angle here. Shiro still in position, and Shiro's found the upgrade. Into the smoke, he finds Lightning Fast there! And the Zowie clutch to bring Boom the series points.
Wait, no. That was a weaker buy. A significantly weaker buy. And then they just keep pushing in. This one. All right, we saw the clutch. Perfect. What made that a more compelling positioning in that 2 versus 2 was that White Cat synced up.
Tournament ke baad chat.
Yeah, was that White Cat synced up with NC Slasher at the back of the B side rather than separating for a pinch. I think because of that, they were able to concentrate their firepower and just make it work even better.
Shiro 16 and 6. Make that 17 and 6 right now. The MVP of Boom, the MVP of the group stage so far in the stats. And it has just been unrelenting from Boom from start to finish. A final countdown here for Velocity perhaps. Neural Theft into play. Hunter's Fury to respond. NC Slasher looking to work off that intel. It saves off Velocity who have to play a big game of keep away. And Shiro's not done. He's gotten one more. He wants to get another one here. 3 for Shiro, and that's all she wrote. As Boom will get the flawless, will get the sweep, and will take Sunset 13-3. They're one series away from getting back into Pacific Asarai, and man, that date with SLT, that's gonna be a treat for Boom Esports.
What a wake-up call for Boom here. Again,
And shoot, bhai.
from stage 2 here back into Ascension. What was it, like a 3-month hiatus before we saw them again?
The fuck, bro.
Strong White Cat, and that's proving they are a force to be reckoned with. On the flip side, Velocity, they take the L here for this series. A lot of things to talk about.
Bhai, kitne mistakes the chat?
Once they've removed
Kitne?
the loads against them, where's their biggest bite? But they're gonna have to prove that as they get dropped into the lower bracket, but they're still here, they're still fighting for their slot to Pacific.
Yeah, I mean, Morgan mentioned it.
और SLT ने ये टीम को हराया बूम को.
In the bracket, and that books themselves into a rematch with Nong Shim Red Force. But Boom, This has been a roller
SLT
coaster
ने हारा है
ride
क्या बूम का
since
चैट?
2025. You go back to stage 1 of Pacific, the highs, he goes to stage 2, the lows. And I can't wait to see where this wild ride goes because it feels like we're going on to the highs yet again. It's a scream, it's a shout. And boom, they're just letting it all out at this point. Where do we even begin? Yeah,
भाई
no,
SLT
Berserk's the
4-0
series,
पे है, 5-0 पे अभी तो
but the
भेंचो।
first time we saw Boom play in Ascension
भाई SLT
Pacific,
अभी
it was a
5-0 पे,
Shiro
भाई
show
कौन है
all
SLT
day.
भाई?
Just nonsense.
भाई कौन है भाई ये SLT भाई?
His ability to again keep that outlaw, like Yoru outlaw, feels like Shiro's the one naturally talented with it. Or if he was able to just, get better and better, he's in peak physical condition right now to keep utilizing that. It just is insane. Every
SLT
single
boom
angle,
getting
every
slots.
single
SLT is
moment,
getting for
he's
sure, no
able
matter
to
what.
get a
SLT
complete
is getting
back,
for
not
sure,
just
bro.
he's able
For
to get
sure
one.
मतलब
Because of that,
for
it just
sure.
felt like he's
अभी
taking
main
on
है
an
कि
unpassable
we
wall.
really have to
Nobody
learn from
always
this
keep
match a
butting their
lot
heads into.
in a short period of time.
And the wall just extends on every single
And
player
then we have to
outline.
play
But Boom came into this series with
same
immense
like before
confidence.
against
You would feel the energy.
Naos
You would see that they're having an
या
incredible
नोंगशिम
time
जो भी आता
on
है,
the stage here.
जो भी अपना
To
ओपोनेंट
them,
होता है.
this is just another step to get
We have to
back
play better
to
against
where
non-stream.
they belong.
We have to
And
play
the
same
best
against
chance for Boom
Naos.
right now, man. They're gonna be facing
And
off
we have to learn from Boom.
another Korean squad for a quote-unquote
Within 2
finals
days.
to get to the VCT Pacific. 2024 called. They want the script back. We're seeing it here. But hey,
नोंगशिम में अभी
the standard from start to finish in the run here in the Ascension Pacific.
नोंगशिम के सामने अपन अच्छा कर सकते हैं क्योंकि अपने को 2 दिन का टाइम भी है.
And again, there is that chance. Who is
Fuck
the
yeah.
potential team that
भाई
could
एक्चुअली गंदा खेला, क्या हो
lead
गया
into
यार?
Boom? It's going to be SLT, and I'm curious, wanting to see how that transpires. At least for now,
भाई
I'm
अपन
not gonna have a reunion
एक
with them.
एडवांटेज वाला राउंड कन्वर्ट नहीं कर
Also, he's
पाए.
gonna have a
That's
taste
true.
again of a Pacific caliber team for the second time here in Ascension.
Third time.
They-
Third time.
Third time, excuse me, sorry.
Yeah,
They
it's a
definitely
gauntlet.
be
कितना
prepared
6-7 राउंड
for
यार.
this gauntlet.
Yeah, some frustrations there for Velocity, but Boom Esports,
प्रेशर
they're the
में भी
ones who take that next step. Thank you for having us on the casting side with me and Asrai signing on out. Let's
ये
toss
मैप
it
तो
over
जाने
to the
दो
panel
भाई,
to
मैं
break
जो
down
13
one last
फर्स्ट
time
बड़े वो लोग.
what just happened in this series.
ये
Yeah, thanks so much to Dax and to Asarai for that. An incredibly
बाइंड में तो
speedy
दर्द
series
हुआ
here
यार.
with Boom Esports really showcasing
कॉम्ब भी वो लोग
why
का अच्छा
they
था.
were that Pacific team. It's
स्ट्रैट
almost
भी
like
अपना
shades
लेफ्ट
of
राइट था.
stage 1 here, Morgan. Boom Esports really
अल्ट के साथ कुछ
showing
कर भी नहीं
just how
पाए. ये
quickly
गेम
they
में
can
भी
take
अल्ट के
series
साथ
and
अपन
how
कुछ नहीं कर
dominant
पाए.
they can
सोवा
be.
अल्ट के साथ.
I mean, this map too was murderous. There's no two ways about
Done.
it. Boom, showing utter domination, especially shutting down Velocity's attacker side, a side where
पता
they
नहीं
have
भाई.
been very strong. Boom clearly had a counter ready. They understood how to handle the aggression from Damara, how to
पता
play
नहीं.
around and bait out that utility.
मतलब
but
टीम
also
वाला
holding on to the space. And then
वो
just
वाइब
look
दिखा
at
ही
the
नहीं
first
बे.
bloods.
पता नहीं क्या हो गया.
13 first bloods of VLT only with the 3. So it's so hard when you're consistent.
ब्रीच ब्रेड एंड बटर है बे. सनसेट.
Just look at Damara. I mean, we've seen him have
Breach,
huge
Neon, those
drop-off
turn,
games.
Omen,
I don't
blind,
think he
so
played
alt.
particularly bad. It's more I want to
Aftershock.
to point out how well Boom did at
इतना हो कि अपन
stopping
बी
this
साइड
guy.
नहीं ले पाए बे.
Shiro
बी साइड
right
शॉट
from
बैक
the
साइड
top
नहीं ले
there
पाए
is
अपन.
a big reason for it. With those scoped weapons, he's always able to find that pick.
और तब
and then
दो ही
stay
बंदे थे
alive.
साइड पे.
I
What
mean,
the
this team
fuck?
roster stacked full of experience. The younger rookie players are excelling now, and now they're so close, Mika, to going back to Pacific.
दर्द हुआ यार.
Only one more team stands in their way.
Yep, and it's gonna be Boom Esports up against another Korean team, so it's not exactly the same script from 2024
Actual में दर्द
just
हुआ.
yet. Just yet. It's gonna be
modified.
it's gonna be an exciting one for sure. But it seems as though for Boom, the meta here is Shiro on the Yoru, on the Outlaw. or
देखते
any
हैं.
kind of
I
scenario.
hope they reset in 2 days and work. They can still do it chat. देखो पहले अपने को 2 गेम जीतना था. अभी अपने को 3 गेम जीतना है. भाई सिंपल बात है. सिंपल बात है. अभी भी अपन है. अपने को 3 ही गेम जीतने का है. ओनली 3. ओनली 3. हम लोग को वापस नोंगशिम को हराना है. हम लोग को वापस नाउस को हराना है और फिर हम लोग को हराने का है 4 गेम क्या? 1 2 3 4 कितना गेम जीतने का हम लोग को? 4 ये किधर गया बड़ी? अभी यहाँ पे वीएलटी यहाँ पे जीतेगी ये एक गेम, ठीक है। फिर यहाँ पे आएगी नाउस, नाउस करेंगे अपन यहाँ पे। हाँ 3-3 हम लोग को बूम को हराना है, नोंगशिम को हराना है, नाउस को हराना है। नाउस और नोंगशिम के साथ हम लोग खेल चुके, बूम के सामने भी हम लोग खेल चुके। बट अगर गलती से मोटिव ने नाउस को हरा दिया तो हमारे लौड़े लग सकते हैं, लौड़े। क्या सीन है मोटिव? मोटिव भाई थोड़ा लाइट हाथ रखो यार। कहाँ की टीम है? सिंगापुर, ठीक है। एसएलटी को ये लोग ने एक मैप हराया है, बूम से लोग 2-0 फुल सेंस को हरा रहे लोग। एसएलटी के सामने क्या स्कोर लाइन था भाई? ये मैप बैन चाहिए हम लोग को। कौन सा मैप है? हेवन, हेवन बैन, हेवन बैन। हेवन बैन, शिट अप। सीधा भाई सीधा, सीधा हेवन बैन। मेरे को कुछ सुनना ही नहीं है भाई। नहीं जो ते लोग डिफेंस में 9 राउंड जीते बे। कोच देख कौन है, कहाँ देखो, इधर है कोच। But at this point, there can actually be a XGE team. Not gonna lie, chat. अपने वीडियो लोग सब जगह फैले हुए। पेरिस लॉकअप ऑन द वे भाई। भाई मेरे को नहीं मालूम था ये, मेरे को नहीं मालूम था। व्हाट द फक। हेड कोच, हाँ हेड कोच है, असिस्टेंट बन का ही है। बन का अपना स्पोर्ट्स का वो भी दे सकता है इनसाइट्स। It's always good to have a esports player as a assistant coach slash coach. एक प्रॉपर प्लेयर एंगल भी मिल जाता, इसलिए अपना वो था भोविन भाई। कोच का घंटा नॉलेज नहीं था उसको, बट ही वॉज अ गुड स्पोर्ट्स प्लेयर एंड आईजीएल। हाँ अपन किधर थे? सेकंड मैप 6-13, ठीक है। ठीक है, उनके साथ भी वही हुआ जो अपने साथ हुआ. 5:30 सेम है, सेम है. वी कैन प्ले सनसेट, we can play sunset and we can play ascent. All we have to do is ban heaven, first ban. अगर मोटिव आगे जाते और अपन ये मैप बैन नहीं किया ना, मिड टूर्नामेंट हिट दूंगा, मिड टूर्नामेंट. I am gonna be a hippopotamus. गोविंद भाई को कुछ मत बोल, तेरे से ज्यादा बड़ा भाई मेरा है वो. देख एसएलटी हार गया. ना ना ना, एसएलटी नहीं हार सकता है भाई, एसएलटी नहीं हार सकता है भाई. एसएलटी बहनचोद, एसएलटी नहीं हार सकता है ब्रो. क्या है भाई, भाई वो नहीं रहता ये. चीटर्स लोग लॉबी में आते हैं, वो लोग का करियर ऐसा दिखता है भाई. सारे ग्रीन भाई, वो लोग ग्रीन डेज में अभी. अगर एसएलटी हारा, अगर एसएलटी हारा तो मैं ये टूर्नामेंट फन के लिए देखने वाला हूं. फिर मैं गया, फिर मेरी आत्मा गिव अप कर देगी अगर एसएलटी हारा तो. भाई ये लोग ने 2-0 मारा बूम को. अगर एसएलटी हारा ना, क्या स्कोर से हारा जरा देख तो. 11:30 क्लोज. 9:30 not so close but still was winnable, I feel. 9:13 is good. शीरो नहीं चला करके बे, शीरो नहीं चला बेचारा ये गेम में, वरना ये भी क्लोज था. एक्चुअली ऑन पार है दोनों टीम. ये गेम में शीरो चला, व्हाइट कैट नहीं चला. ये क्या चल रहा है, तुम लोग ऊपर नीचे जगलिंग्स कर रहे हो. हेलो, एक ड्यूलिस्ट एकदम टॉप, एक एकदम डाउन, एक यहाँ पे एकदम टॉप, एक एकदम डाउन. क्या सीन. कोई ना, चलो भाई, हो गया चैट. दैट वाज इट. आई थिंक वी आर फक्ड, but on a good note, there is a lot to learn from this game, at least a lot of mistakes जो अपन साफ कर सकते हैं. there were a lot of good rounds जो अपन कन्वर्ट नहीं कर पाए, और कर सकते हैं. we can close यार, we can close the games. बहुत प्यार. इंडिया बी प्राउड ऑफ VLT. we never gave them a slot at playoff also, and अभी जब आए हैं we want more. hope there is specific. Yep, they buy. Yup. मोटिव ने नॉस को पहले भाई, अभी जो होएगा देखा जाएगा. 3 गेम जीतने गए भाई, 3 गेम जीतने गए. राउंड बाय राउंड ने अभी गेम बाय गेम जाना पड़ेगा अपने को. सिंपल बात है, सिंपल बात है भाई. अभी ये उसको आ रहा है, वो हम लोग को आ रहा है, ये तो फिर वैसा कैलकुलेशन करेगा ना, मेरी गांड पहली फटेगी, वो लोग का पता नहीं. समझ रहे हो. तो अपन गेम बाय गेम देखेंगे. सिंपल बात है. मेंबर्स ओनली झटको यहाँ से मिलेंगे रात को सीधा. चलो गए, बाबा 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 बाबा. adios, शेड adios, टेक केयर, सी या. बॉय एवरीबॉडी. प्यार देना यार, ज्यादा हिट मत देना यार चैट, ठीक है. टूर्नामेंट के बाद, वैसे टूर्नामेंट के बाद भी मत देना, वो तो बकचोदी कर रहा हूँ. होपफुली तब तक बुझ जाए. बट बाय, लव यू.
I find you a star, and we could be in love, lighting up the dark. But there's nothing I can do. I can never get to you. So I'm looking for a miracle. Like if somebody be so beautiful, yeah. It's only a dream. It's how I feel. You deserve better.